A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man, Donovan Sharp.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to the 1230th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity, misogyny, and small dick energy. It is Thursday, March the 12th of 2026. It is good to have you guys in today. We are only streaming on Facebook. We're only streaming on Facebook. Jesus fucking Christ. We are only streaming on YouTube right now. We're only streaming on YouTube. I had originally planned to do a dating show breakdown after today's show, but there are two reasons why I'm not going to do it at this point. Reason number one is because it's way too late. Myron he's actually going to do his own reaction to the Louis Theroux Netflix documentary, and I thought that he was going to get right into it and start talking about it, but he does. Obviously, he has a very well-rounded show, and he talks about more than one subject. Right now, he's still talking about I think he's still talking about the news. Let me make sure. Right now, he's still talking about the news. When and if he gets to the Louis Theroux reaction before we sign off, I will get you guys over to that. Yeah, Dr. BD4 says, dude, he can take hours streaming. Yeah, listen, man. Look, we all are very aware of the king of the long stroke, and that, of course, is the lead attorney. The lead attorney is the king of the long stroke, or he was the king of the long stroke. It appears that Myron is about to take the mantle, but hey, it is what it is, man. Myron's a real one. He's a G, and I didn't want to step on his toes, but I don't think it matters when I go live. I don't think I don't have a big enough audience. I don't have a big enough audience to think that I could make a dent or somehow overlap or cross-pollinate, whatever the case may be. He was all and listen, he was live streaming before I came on. He'll probably be live streaming after I'm done. The second reason why I'm not going to be able to do the dating show breakdown today is because FP1 is today. FP1 is today. The boys, the F1 boys. Dr. B84 says hashtag Daddy Longstroke. Yo. But the qualifying for Formula One, not qualifying, free practice one is today, and the boys are in China. They are at Shanghai, and the Chinese Grand Prix is going to be at midnight Pacific Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken. So Devin and I probably won't watch it live. We'll shut off all of our F1 notifications, and we'll end up just watching it on Sunday morning. And so that's the way we are going to do that. But it's going to be a relatively short show, guys, because we are getting off to a slower start. Let me ask you something, Dr. B84. I'm actually thinking about moving my start time to 3 o'clock Pacific, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern. And the reason why is because I know a lot of you guys have jobs and you want to watch, but I really like interacting with you guys in the chat and on the pull-up line, etc., etc. And so I want you guys to sort of let me know what time, because I try to be accommodating. Because this is what I do for a living, right? You guys sort of dictate where the program goes, and so I want to be on when it's the most convenient for. Holy moly! I want to be on when it is the most convenient for you, because again, my job is to serve you guys, and yes, this is my business, and no, I don't have a boss, but you guys are. I take my cues from you guys. You guys drive the bus here. You guys drive the bus. Okay, so Dr. B84 says that would help me for sure. Okay. He says 5 p.m. Central is easier when it starts earlier and I'm working. I miss a lot of the show. Okay, so 5 p.m. Central time is. So 5 p.m. Central is 6 p.m. Oh, that's 3 p.m. Pacific. Okay, perfect. Dude, Dr. 84 did the fucking math in his head already. Ay. That would be great. Ollie J Real Music says, Don, have you ever been to Houston? No, I have not, actually. Interestingly enough, I have not been to Houston. I've never been to Houston. Huh. I've never been to Houston. I've been all over the world. I've been all over the United States. I've been all over the world, but I've never been to Houston. I've been to Dallas a bunch of times. I've been to Austin. I've actually been to Galveston a couple of times. I've been to Corpus Christi, Texas a couple of times. I've been to Lubbock, Texas. That was back when I lived in Oklahoma, but I've never been to Houston. Never been to Houston. I might want to consider taking a trip out there, if there, of course, is a Houston Grand Prix. Yeah, Dr. BD4 says H-Town. Absolutely. All right, let me, pardon me. Quick announcements here before we get this party started. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys like the video. And as you guys can see, hold on. So my camera kind of got messed up, and you guys can now see the gory details here. I promise I'm still here. There we go. All right, we're looking good. Let me bring this all the way down. I do apologize, guys. Hashtag we do it live. Anyway. Yes, listen, be sure to like the video, gentlemen. It is the most important metric that YouTube looks at to determine this video's place in the algorithm. Also, if you regularly like the live stream, fucking Jay Blaze, Jesus Christ. If you regularly like the live stream, you're far more likely to get push notifications when I go live. So, if you want to help the show and make sure you get notifications when I start a live stream, hitting that like button will help immensely. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell for good measure. Jay Blaze says, I heard they have a great massage scene. I see what you did there. Hopefully they have a good massage scene in Cleveland. Hashtag Deshaun Watson. Hashtag Deshaun. Listen, I have a problem with what Deshaun Watson was doing. He was paying for rub and tugs, right? And then, it was all bullshit. Like this all sexual assault thing. We all knew it was bullshit. Also, gentlemen, make sure you share this video with anyone with a Y chromosome. Okay? Imagine your brother, your buddy, your coworker, even your dad thanking you for changing the very trajectory of his life simply because you shared a video, a short, or a clip. And remember, guys, there's no need to accompany the sharing of my videos with some sort of long explanation as to why they should or why they need to watch it. Just drop the link, and if they have questions, you can answer them then. But this is the best way to get the word out. No paragraphs of texts, no, hey, bro, you need to watch this. This is the red pill. No, you don't need to do any of that. Simply drop the link and let the chips fall where they may. Also, make sure to join the Discord. We have a ton of fun in there, guys. We drop videos. We talk about dating. We talk about relationships. We share funny videos. We share memes. We talk about current events. The whole nine. Discord is definitely the platform that you need to join us on if you want to communicate with the family on a regular basis. So if you have any videos to share, any ideas to bounce off me and the guys, or if you're just looking for a community of like-minded men, join our Discord, link in description. Also, guys, make sure you follow me. I'm sorry. If you want to send your boy a Cash App, send it to $Donovan Sharp. Send it to $Donovan Sharp. If you listen, man, if I help you out or if you get value from this, make sure you send your boy a Cash App. By the way, shout out to pardon me, Edward Cross. He sent me a $20 Cash App yesterday, but I forgot to read it. I actually didn't see it because I was using my phone, and when I use my phone for a camera, I turn off the notifications, and so that's generally how that goes. But if you want to send your boy a Cash App. Shoot your boy Cash App, whatever the case may be, that is the link. You are going to see my name, Edwin Hopkins, as you can see. But as you can see down right below Edwin Hopkins, it says $Donovan Sharp. I would greatly appreciate it. And any Cash App over $10 gets one of these bad boys. So make sure you guys get that all squared away if you so please. Also, guys, make sure you follow me all over social media. I am on Instagram, I am on Facebook, I am on Snapchat, and guys, I am still on TikTok. I am close, guys, I'm actually closing in on 2,000 followers on TikTok. I literally can't believe it. Hang on a second, let me look at my TikTok. Oh, I didn't know Pearl was on TikTok. How about that? Oh, good for her. Yeah, I am at 1,008, well, close to 1,900 rather. I'm at 1,860 followers on TikTok. I mean, dude, I'm super shadow banned. I'm super censored, whatever the case may be. I'm still growing on TikTok. Listen, Facebook, dude, Facebook and X, those are my two. Like, I'm not getting anywhere on those platforms. But make sure you guys follow me there anyway. Also, make sure to follow me on Rumble. Gentlemen, Rumble is where I do all of my not safe for YouTube content, like my dating show breakdowns, my movie breakdowns, my sports watch-alongs, and so forth. Gentlemen, Rumble is where I stream my Patreon content. So if you want to join the fun, get educated, and watch my most impactful content live, follow me on rumble.com/Donovan Sharp, link in description. If you want the best dating wisdom on the net, head on over to datingwisdom.net. There you will find all of my books and courses, from my 5-part 7-hour audio course, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up, to my 25-hour course on dating and relationships, to my signature series, Womanese 101. You will find quite literally everything you need to dominate the dating market here in the 2020s. So head on over to datingwisdom.net. That is datingwisdom.net. If you're looking for real-world actionable advice, as well as step-by-step guidance in terms of how to navigate today's dating and relationship landscape. Also, guys, just so you guys know, just a quick announcement here. I am moving my free consultation Sunday time. I'm actually moving it up a few hours. So instead of starting at 1:30 in the afternoon, I'm going to start at 5:30 Pacific, which is 8:30 Eastern. That is 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. So if you have a dating question or relationship situation that you need guidance on, you can join us right here every Sunday evening at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Or, of course, you can join me 5 days a week or 5-6 days a week, or whenever I'm live, whenever I'm streaming, etc., etc. And I think I can't really think of anything else. Okay, those are all of the announcements. It is now time to do our age and location check. Pardon me. Jesus Christ. Sorry about that. Ew, what does this taste in my mouth? Jesus. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Can you guys still see me? Can you guys still see me? Can you guys still see and hear me? Huh. For whatever reason, it's showing that I'm... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, you guys can see and hear me. Okay. If you guys would, go ahead and put your age and location in the chat. Myself and everyone in here would greatly, greatly appreciate that. So, for example, I would type in 48/Reno, exactly like you see it in the chat, because I'm 48 years old and I live in Reno. The reason we do this is because if you are here, there is a better than average chance that you think the way we do here at TSR Towers, but you also understand how difficult it is to meet like-minded people who also share our beliefs. Well, by putting in your age and location in the chat, you alert people here who might live in your proximity that you are watching. You never know, guys. Someone could be watching from your city, your neighborhood, your street, your block, maybe even in your own building. Pardon me. So this check is how we build communities of like-minded men. So go ahead and put your age and location in the chat if you are interested in building relationships with people who think the way we do. Very good. Shout out to Elvin M with the $20 Cash App. He sent me a Cash App poll. He says, "What's worse? Two blacks? I'm sorry. Which is worse? Half black, half Puerto Rican, half black, half white girl." Dude, the one that's the worst. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah. So what he's asking is, which one is worse? So what he's doing is he's asking me which mixed girl is worse, the girl that is half black, half white, or the girl that is half black, half Puerto Rican. The answer is the half black, half Puerto Rican. We call those girls boniquas. We call these girls boniquas. If ever there is a more insufferable demographic than even black women in the United States, it is 237% boniquas. Boniquas are girls who have one black parent and one Hispanic parent. More than likely, it's going to be Puerto Rican. These girls are fucking insufferable. A lot of times, they're really, really fat. They're out of shape. They're loud, and they have very, very, very bad breath. Very bad breath. It is what it is. It is what it is. So shout out to the boniquas out there. But listen, I don't hate y'all. I just don't date y'all. All right. Aussie World is checking in from Gainesville, Texas. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Miami J is in the house. He is checking in from the 305. BS Profile is from Florida. Good to see you in here. Lily Zero checking in from Arlington, Texas. Phoenix Light Games is watching from Coral Springs, Florida. Appreciate you calling me. Dude, Jay Blaze. Dude, Jason, you're killing me today. I got to quit looking at the chat when obviously I have to look at the chat here. The Level Up Man checking in from the Big Easy. Jay Blaze says, I call her Amaya. Was Amaya? Wait a minute. Was Amaya? Hold on a second. Was Amaya, was she mixed? I mean, clearly she had, listen, you know what? Amaya might be the hottest Boniqua I think I might have ever seen. Because it is very, 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 very rare to find or even see an attractive Boniqua. But if Amaya is a Boniqua, I might have to eat my words there. Holy smokes. Holy cannoli. Just as a reminder, guys, as a reminder, the pull-up line, I'm doing a universal pull-up line. If you agree, disagree, whatever the case may be, if you want to discuss a particular topic, go ahead and pull on up. The link is, hold on a second. I've actually been playing around with my Stream Deck. Where did it go? Hang on a second. Huh? Where did it go? Damn, man! I was rolling out my new toys and everything. What the hell happened? Oh, here we are. There it is. There's the pull-up link. There is the pull-up link. I've got it pinned at the top of the chat. So if there's anything at all you wish to discuss after I get done talking about how to stop female manipulation, the link is right there. The link is right there in the chat. It is pinned at the top of the chat. Okay, let us get down to business. Actually, hang on a second. Hang on one second. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so Myron is still... Okay, great. Myron is still at it. So shout out to Myron. He is still at it. I'm one of these guys. I'm one of these people, admittedly so. I always have too many tabs open. I'm the guy that has 57 million tabs open all the time. It's just absolutely crazy. For whatever reason, my brain will not allow me to, every tab, there is a reason that it's open. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get to that later, or do I really need to research this, or I really need to look at that. You know how that goes. Lily Zero wants to know, are you attending the Indy race this weekend? Yes, that is absolutely right. There is a Grand Prix for IndyCar that's going to be at Jerry World. So I'm actually looking forward to watching that. I'm actually looking very, very, very much looking forward to watching that. So shout out to you guys. And listen, man, if you guys, where the hell? What is going on with my... Oh, there it is. Good Lord. Holy moly, man. Dude, have you guys updated your system? Have you guys updated your operating system on Mac? Because, dude, there are a lot of new quirks that make things very listen, these are first world problems, to be sure, but good Lord, man. Good Lord. It's like every time I move something else is there. All right, let's go ahead and get down to business. Today, gentlemen, I'm going to be talking about how women manipulate, how and why women manipulate, and how to stop it. So, the first question is obviously, why do females manipulate men? Well, the reasons are vast, but the main reasons are money, gifts, favors, or really anything that benefits them tangible or otherwise, right? So, for example, she wants to go on a weekend getaway, so she lets you butt fuck her twice a day for an entire week. Another example is she wants you to upgrade the kitchen, so she tells you that you can have a man cave, so you'll agree to a 5-figure mortgage loan so that she can get her overpriced kitchen. Another really good example, actually, would be her being on her best behavior because she wants you to propose. Okay, she gives you head every night, she lets you go back door, she cooks you meals every night, like she's kind, agreeable, feminine, etc., etc. Guys, modern women today, they rarely do anything for a man just to be nice. okay? There is always an ulterior motive, and this is where the manipulation comes in. But here's the thing, and I want you guys to understand this. I want you guys to understand this very, very, very clearly. Females are not master manipulators, okay? Yes, they are good at manipulating men, but they're not psychologically messing with anyone using a brilliant mix of guile and deception. No. What makes their manipulation tactics so effective is that we want to fuck them. That's it. If we didn't want to fuck women, they couldn't manipulate us. That's just all there is to it. Now, that said, it is important. It is very important to make the distinction between a woman attempting to manipulate you and a woman trying to earn favor. Okay? The difference between manipulation and earning attention, affection, and favor is that manipulation occurs relatively close to the time when she wants something. Okay? Earning favor, on the other hand, is being a good woman to you all the time. If a woman knows that she is good to you, and she's doing what she needs to do to hold it down as your girl, like regular sex, cooking, looking good for you all the time, representing you well in public, giving you access to her phone, staying off of social media, not going to bars and clubs or traveling without you, then she doesn't feel the need to manipulate you into doing something for her. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? And the reason why is that she knows that she's entitled to good treatment from you because she knows she's a good woman to you. Devin is the perfect example. She is a good woman to me all the time. You guys watch this woman come in here and give me chicken cordon bleu or chicken parm, whatever the case may be. You know she does, dude, you know she does her level best to make sure she stays in great shape, great body, great ass, all that stuff. She wears whatever I want. She does whatever I want. She is awesome. That's the reason why when Devin asks me for something, I almost always tell her yes. That's just all there is to it. Women who manipulate men for gifts, money, trips, and so forth, they know, as a contrast to the actual good woman, they know, by contrast, that they're not doing what's necessary to be a good woman to you consistently, okay? Women who use manipulation tactics, they know that they have not built up enough equity with you to simply ask you for what they want, right? So, again, they'll let you go backdoor, or they'll dress provocatively, or they'll cook or attempt to cook your favorite meal, or whatever it is they think they can do to manipulate you. And here's the difference. Once they get what they want, that good behavior stops immediately. It stops, okay? That's how you know it's manipulation, right? Women who are good women all the time, like I said before, they have the right to ask you for things. And they know that in order to keep that privilege, they have to continue to do what's necessary to feel entitled, rightfully so, to good treatment from you. So now that we have recognized, now that we know how to recognize manipulation, the question now becomes, how exactly do women manipulate us? How exactly do women manipulate us, and how do we stop it? Shout out to Brandon Mac with the $5 Cash App. Ooh, Rumble Rants, Cash App, Super Chats. With the $5 Cash App, sent me an emoji of an apple because class is in session. Love it. Miami J says, my girl holds it down daily too. That's why she got a ring. Absolutely. There you go. That dude, Miami J, perfect example. And by the way, I'm actually going to be going to Miami J's wedding here. I still don't have the invitation. Well, we'll get all that taken care of. Very much looking forward to being there. Very much looking forward to being there. Now, there are way too many examples of women's manipulative tactics to cover in just one video, but there are three main techniques that just about every woman uses to manipulate men. I'm going to tell you what those three techniques are, why they use them, and the proper responses to reduce the likelihood of women using these methods against you down the road. All right, very good. Okay, yeah, Max says, yeah, that chicken parm looked good as hell, dude. It was really good. Holy moly, woo, man, oh man. There's actually some left over. And I'm going to be partaking of that. Robert Anderson says, Jose the Jalapeno would say, we have the steak. Oh man, I don't get it. Am I on the outs on that? Am I not? Am I on the Am I not in on that inside joke? It is what it is. Okay, guys. So the first common manipulation tactic that women use is compliments and praise, okay? So why do women use compliments and praise to manipulate you? Well, the simple answer is this. They use this to reinforce the behavior she wants you to repeat. Now, to be fair, sometimes a compliment from a woman is a genuine compliment. It's just a compliment. But whether it's a genuine compliment or a manipulation, they both have the same objective, to positively reinforce the behavior. Here's an example of a genuine compliment. You look great in red, sweetheart. Okay? She wants you to wear red. Your woman wants you to look attractive for her, so that is a good thing. Here's an example of manipulation. You're such a good dishwasher, or you have a sexy mouth, or I'll bet you give great oral, or OMG, you are such a great cook. Now, maybe you are a good dishwasher, maybe you do have a sexy mouth, and maybe you are a great cook. But that's not something that you're going to do on the regular, and she needs to understand that. So here are the proper responses to these particular manipulation tactics. So if she says, OMG, you're such a great dishwasher. Oh my God, I'm so glad you did the dishes. Your response, don't get used to it. Don't get used to it, okay? When she tells you your mouth is so sexy, I'll bet you give great oral. Your response, you'll never find out. And guys, I want you to understand, don't be afraid to be blunt, gentlemen. Okay? If you don't like eating pussy, tell her straight up that's not what you want to do. And if she raises a big stink about it, ignore it. Because eventually she will calm down and go back to focusing on your needs in bed, which is more important to her in the first place. You can get that at the 49, with the 49 laws of Sharp. If she says, you're such a great cook, your response, so are you. This is why you do all the cooking. All right? Now here is real genuine praise. Real genuine praise. Again, you look great in red. Now you can say thank you, or you can take sort of the red pill approach and be like, yeah, we'll prove it. Right? When you tell her that, she will know exactly what you're getting at. And she will, and guys, she's going to love that you tease her with these sexual innuendos. Okay? Girls love it when they compliment you and they don't, and you don't jump at the chance to just drink in all the praise. Oh my God, thank you so much. I really wanted to impress you with this outfit. I'm so glad you liked it. Just make sure you respond in kind, gentlemen. The second most common way women manipulate men is crying or emotional outbursts. And you guys know, law number 42 of the 49 laws of Sharp says, the only time a woman's tears are genuine is when she is crying by herself. Crying in her car, crying in the shower, crying on her couch or her dog or whatever. If a woman has an audience of even one person, she is absolutely crying crocodile tears. So now we ask ourselves the question, why do women use crying or emotional outbursts to try to manipulate us? The answer is simple. It is to either lessen the blow of you reprimanding her for her bad behavior or manipulating you into doing something she knows you do not want to do. Okay? Understand this, gentlemen, and I need you to listen good here. Okay? I need you to listen good. You absolutely cannot let this pass. Okay? There is always a means to an end, right? Always a means to an end when a woman cries. Maybe she's trying to sway public opinion. Maybe she's trying to make you look bad. Maybe she's trying to convince a crowd that she's right and you're wrong. Maybe she's trying to get something from you. Whatever the case may be, when a woman has an audience, whether it's 1 or 21, there is always an ulterior motive, always. Here's an example. Here's an example of her using this manipulation tactic. When you tell her that she was overly talkative to the waiter at the restaurant when she knows damn well she's not to talk to men in public unless she has explicit permission from you, she'll cry in silence and she'll make sure everyone around sees the tears, okay? The reason she does this is because she wants you to lighten up on your standards and does not want you to reprimand her for something she did that she clearly knew was out of line. Here's another example. She asks you to do something, you tell her no, and she starts crying because she wants you to believe that it is so important that she is willing to cry about it, okay? She is also doing this to emotionally manipulate you. And if you give in and you take your foot off the gas with regards to reprimanding her bad behavior in public or give in and do whatever it is, she asked you to do, guess what? She is going to be doing a lot of crying because she knows that's the way to get what she wants. Okay? Jay Blaze in the chat says crying is also most men's password too. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. That is, as a matter of fact, I wouldn't even call that a password. I'd call that a cheat code. A lot of women's cheat code, when they want something or they're trying to admit, they will go to the waterworks. They will absolutely go to the waterworks. So here's how to handle the restaurant situation, right? You calmly hand her a tissue and say, when you're finished throwing your little tantrum, let me know what appetizer you want. And gentlemen, you need to do this in a stone-faced, stoic manner. No emotion, zero sympathy. Nope. Zero sympathy. The proper response to her crying because she didn't get her way, you tell her this. You can cry all you want. The answer is still no. Gentlemen, do not let women believe that they can manipulate you through their tears. They do it to everyone else, guys. They do it to their parents. They do it to their siblings. They do it to their friends. They do it to their bosses, their coworkers, their boyfriends, their husbands, everyone. You are going to be the one man who does not fall for this bullshit. And when you show her that you are not, she will respect and love you for it. Okay? We all know women want men they cannot manipulate. And crying is a go-to manipulation tactic of women, as Jay Blaze says. Jay Blaze also says your daughters too. Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. You don't think if you had like a 14-year-old or 15-year-old daughter that she doesn't cry to manipulate you? Of course she does. Yep. Of course she does. Okay? More importantly, do not respond emotionally, gentlemen. Do not respond emotionally. You need to respond with frankness, stoicism, and borderline cold-bloodedness. Okay, you need to show her that her tears mean absolutely nothing to you. You are unfazed by that. And when she realizes that she can't cry her way out of trouble or into getting her way, her love and respect for you. She might be pissed at you for a little while. She might throw a little temper tantrum. She might attempt to give you the silent trip. Doesn't matter. When all of that settles down, her love and respect for you will skyrocket. And again, I speak from personal experience many times over, as the Level Up man says, oh yes, daughters do it too. That's exactly right. Robert Anderson says, crying is my granddaughter's go-to move. There it is. There it is. This is how it works, guys. This is how it works. Now, the third and final most common and most frequently used and most effective manipulation tactic that women use on men is sex. Sex is the number one thing that, or the promise of sex is the number one tactic women use to manipulate men. It doesn't necessarily have to be the act of intercourse. It could be the allure, right? It could be the false promise of sex or the false promise of a sexual relationship, which is also the friend zone. The list is endless. Gentlemen, modern women use their sexuality for everything from drinks at the club to promotions at work to avoiding responsibility in any and all situation, but the time they use it the most is with their men. Okay? I want you guys to understand this one ironclad, cold-blooded truth. Sex is transactional for women. Let me repeat that. Sex is transactional for women. Now again, let me back up. Don't get me wrong. Women do like sex, and yes, they do it for pleasure, but there is always another purpose for them giving up the butt. Even if they're at peak ovulation and they can't wait to get home and let you pound the life out of her, she still knows in the back of her mind, okay, what her end game is. She understands. It's almost like walking onto a car lot with 20 large and knowing exactly what car you want, but you're still going to negotiate, right? Now, we as men, we have sex because we like it. Right? We do it for pleasure, period. It feels great, and we like doing it, period. End of discussion. Women, on the other hand, and I want you guys to understand this, women never, and I mean never ever, have sex only for pleasure, even when they're doing it for the right reasons. Your girl may absolutely love having sex with you, but that does not mean that that's the only reason she lets you fuck her. In her mind, she knows that by giving it up on the regular, you are much more likely to stick around and much less likely to cheat. Yes, that is transactional, gentlemen. I let him smash, he stays with me. Sequence, consequence, cost, benefit. This is a transaction, gentlemen. This is how it is. But most of the time, the transaction far outweighs the pleasure. And there are four main ways that women use intimacy to manipulate and subsequently control you, okay? Number one, here's the first way they do it. Frequent action in the beginning, then slowing it down later. We've all been through this. At the beginning of any relationship you have, okay? Fucking is always great, right? You're having sex 3-4 times a day. She sucks your dick all the time. You're going backdoor. She does it all. Now, girls do this in the beginning because they actually want to. It's a shiny new toy, right? And a shiny new toy is something that girls like to play with. It's a new toy. They want to play with it, right? They want to play with it all the time. But eventually, they will attempt to parlay that great sexual action into what they think is equity. They think, well, I sucked his dick 30 times when we first got together, so he will treat me well even if I stop. And most of the time, they're absolutely right, okay? But not because of the equity, gentlemen. It's because dudes are simping and they're thirsty, okay? The frequent sex stops, and now the dude thinks he has to take her to dinner to get any butt, right? He got used to fucking her all the time, which is exactly what she wanted. At that point, she knows she doesn't really have to do much of anything else to keep him around, not even fuck him, okay? She will flip that script and start withholding sex from her man until he starts doing things for her, like taking her shopping, giving her gifts, or any number of things she can think of, okay? She's no longer on her best behavior unless he does what she wants. Then, if he gets lucky, he gets the unenthusiastic starfish sex, and he thanks his lucky stars when he even gets that. The second way, number two, the second way that women manipulate men with sex, pardon me, is the BB technique, which I like to call blowjobs and backdoor. Okay? She gave you a taste of it in the beginning. She sucked your cock, she lets you fuck her in the ass. But then she cuts it off almost immediately, which gives you that scarcity mentality, meaning that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it back. Okay? Listen, it used to come freely and easy to you, right? She used to get on her knees and pull down your pants as soon as you walked in the door. But if you want that treatment now, you got to take her to an expensive restaurant and drop 2 bills. Back in the day, she used to beg you to fuck her in the ass. But because you haven't gone backdoor in months, she now knows that she can use it against you to get something from you, like the new iPhone or making a car payment for it. Any number of things women want. The third way that women manipulate men with sex is withholding sex to teach you a lesson. Okay, girls do this all the time, guys. They do this all the time, especially when she's trying to change your rules or your fundamentals. Let's go back to the restaurant example where you checked her for getting chatty with the waiter, okay? If you didn't handle that situation correctly, okay, if you gave into her emotional shenanigans, what she's going to do, she's going to stop sleeping with you. She's going to stop having sex with you. She'll act upset because she wants to flirt with waiters, but stay in a relationship with you. And she thinks that by withholding sex, you will cave and allow her to talk to waiters and flirt with people on the assumption that she'll start having sex with you again. Guys, girls like to withhold sex when you make a decision that she doesn't agree with. Straight up. They withhold sex when you do something she doesn't like to teach you a lesson and not do it again. So for example, let's just say you work on a project 2 hours longer than you told her that you would, okay? She'll stop having sex with you to teach you a lesson. Weaponizing sex, okay? The fourth and final way that women use sex to manipulate you is using sex to reward you. They do this subconsciously. This is how it works, okay? Turn up your volumes. Dude, she'll fuck you all day and all night in the beginning. Then she'll throttle the frequency, and then she'll just suddenly stop. Okay? Now, most men Most men never call their women out if she doesn't want to fuck. Right? Like if you walk up behind her and start kissing her neck and she pulls away, 99.9% of men, they will not say anything about it. He'll just shrug his shoulders and say, "Okay, babe, I understand. You got a headache. You're not in the mood." Rather than doing the man thing and simply shrugging your shoulders, grabbing your keys, turning off your phone, and disappearing for a while. Okay? If you do what most men do and do not call her out on it or do not take action, be like, "All right, cool, I'm out," she will keep withholding sex from you until you crack and buy her something. Then she's got you right where she wants you. At this point, you're a trained monkey. You are a trained monkey. Okay? You are a trained monkey that she can extract things out of by taking away your bananas and only giving them back to you when you buy her stuff. And at this point, the man is trained to pay for intimacy with his time, his money, his energy, and his resources, and it is all downhill from there. So, what are the proper responses to sexual manipulation by women? Well, the first thing to keep in mind is that sex is going to drop in any relationship at least a little bit. That's nobody's fault, okay? You're getting used to each other, you're settling in, and things at some point hit a state of normalcy, right? Because the novelty's worn off a little bit. Perfectly natural, happens to the hottest and horniest of couples. But when she starts withholding sex from you, when she stops sucking your dick or using them to punish or reward you, you need to address it swiftly and firmly. So let me give you a few examples. On how to handle these techniques. Okay, one way that women will try to manipulate you like this is being direct and telling you that she is going to reward you with a blowjob or anal sex, or she will literally say, "Hey, look, if you buy me the iPhone 28, I will let you fuck me in the ass." Or, "Look, if you take me to Santa Monica, I will fucking swallow your load all week long," right? "If you take me to Salt Bay or Nobu, I will let you have sex with me." Okay? Now, if you're a high value man, she should be giving you access to all three holes, whatever you want, as much as you want anyway. Okay? So if your woman is putting a price on sexual favors, you've already lost. Be that as it may, you can still stop this with one simple response. So when she says, "Listen, if you buy me the iPhone 32, I'll let you fuck me in the ass," what do you say? "Sweetheart, I'm going to do that anyway, but I ain't buying you that iPhone. Are you my woman or are you a prostitute?" Gentlemen, that response lets her know that you're not going to do, or that you are going to do exactly what you want to do, and you're not going to pay what you already get. You're not going to pay for what you already get for free. And if you weren't getting it before, there is positively no need in paying for an unenthusiastic blowjob or starfish treatment. Get the fuck out of here with that. Now I'm going to give you the stone cold, surefire way to absolutely nuke any attempt your woman makes to withhold her body from you. And guys, this is a technique that I have used with dozens of girls in real time. Okay, I didn't get this from a book or a blog or a YouTube video. This is based strictly on my own experience, and at the end of this, I will actually play you guys the cartoon video of how I actually did this. And I want you to pay attention, guys, here. I want you to pay attention here, guys, because this is going to be next level game. Okay, this is going to be, meaning, when I say next level game, this means that you have to be high value, which encompasses many things. Okay, you have to have extensive experience with women. You've got to have an abundance mentality. In other words, you got to be fucking multiple girls, and you have to have absolute fearlessness when dealing with women, among other things. Okay, because if you don't have all these things in place, guys, what I'm about to tell you, it's going to blow up in your face. All right. I'm telling you right now, most of you are not ready for the knowledge that I'm going to drop. Of that, I'm certain. Okay? Now, a lot of guys will be like, "How do you know I'm not ready for it?" Simple. At the end of what I'm about to tell you, you think to yourself, there is no way I can do this. There is no way any man can do this. That is how I know you're not ready. As Jay Blaze says, loose. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So now that you understand the level of game that I'm about to give you, let's go ahead and get to it here. Let's say that you and your woman get into a minor disagreement. Nothing major, just a little dust up about something stupid or inconsequential, and you checked her on it, and now she's feeling some type of way, okay? Let's say you walk up behind her, and you start kissing her neck, indicating that you want to fuck, and she pulls away. Now, the reason she's doing this is because she wants to teach you a lesson, okay? Women only withhold intimacy after an argument if they feel like they lost, or that you proved your point better than she proved hers. She basically knows that you won, but she wants to feel like she has the last word, right? So what she's trying to do, she's trying to punish you for having the audacity to argue with her, because real men abide by the bullshit axiom, happy wife, happy life, which means acknowledging that she is right in any and all situations. So, anytime your woman attempts to punish you for what they feel is a transgression, there is only one way to handle this, okay? So when she pulls away, when you try to smash, don't say a word, grab your shit, and leave without a word, and do not call or text her until the next day. If she's at your place, kick her out, okay? In either situation, whether at your place or hers, do not communicate with her at all. When you're grabbing your stuff to leave her house, she's going to hit you with everything she's got. She's going to say, what the hell? Are you serious? You're just using me for sex? We are so finished. Fuck you, you're acting like a baby, you're being manipulative. Gentlemen, no matter what she says, you need to stay silent. Not a word, okay? And the reason I tell you to stay silent is because arguing with her or trying to explain yourself will always end badly, all right? Leave her place and turn off your phone, and do not turn it on until the next day. Do not give her 1 nanometer of access to you. You need to be in the wind. Okay, you want her questioning whether or not you even exist. That's the level of radio silence you need here. Then the next day, give her a tiny bit of communication, as in, I don't know, texting her maybe 4 times the entire day with short, cold responses. Like, okay, sure, cool. Okay? Not answering the phone when she calls. And basically denying her the availability to physically see and or even hear you for a couple of days. Do not respond to crazy text, gentlemen. Okay? Do not respond to crazy voicemails, which will be all over the map. All right? One voicemail will say, OMG, we're so done. The next one will say, I love you so much, I'm sorry, please pick up. The one after that will be like, fine, I'm going to text my ex-boyfriend. Then the next one will be like, I'll do whatever you want, please just call or text me. She's going to want to make this up to you if you handled it correctly, and you are going to make her sweat it out. Okay? If she texts you, hey, can I come over tonight? Or, hey, do you want to come over tonight? Respond with, nah, I'm busy, or something to that effect. If she asks you anything else, do not answer. Okay? Gentlemen, doing this for 3 days will make it crystal clear that her bad behavior, which is withholding sex, will not be tolerated. Now, I know a lot of people will say, well, wait a minute. 3 days is a long time, Donovan. Like, what if she ends up finding somebody else in that 3 days? Then, my guy, she didn't like you as much as you thought she did. Okay? If a woman really likes you, if she cannot hear or see or taste or touch you for 3 days, it is going to destroy them. They're not going to be able to eat. They're not going to be able to sleep. They're not even going to be able to walk. Okay? It's almost like a soft breakup. Like, we all know how we feel when we've been broken up with, right? Like me, listen, I can't eat my feelings. When I'm having girl problems, I can't eat. I can't do it. I have no interest in food. Other people handle this differently. Whatever the case may be, you need to make this feel like a gut punch. Okay? You need to let her know and understand this is not going to be tolerated. At the end of day 3, you need to send her a text. We need to talk, my place at 7. Now, as a side note, you will not go to her place after she pulls this withholding sex. You're not going to her place for at least a month. Okay? At least a month. Maybe extended to 2 months. Needs to be at least a month. Okay? She needs to be on your territory for you to reestablish frame and dominance. Anyway, when she gets this text, it is going to send shockwaves through her body and her mind. Gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, no matter what she says or asks in response, do not respond. Don't do it. Okay? She's trying to fish for information because she's assuming you might want to break up with her. Okay, she's going to shit test you relentlessly at that point. She's going to tell you, I'm not coming over if you don't tell me what we need to talk about. She'll tell you, stop playing games. She'll tell you, well, I've got plans if you're not gonna tell me. Gentlemen, she's going to say whatever it takes to get you to spill the beans. Remember, guys, remember, girls don't handle rejection well at all, and they avoid it like the plague. But do not respond. She will be at your place at 7 p.m. sharp. I guarantee it if you do not respond. Now, when she does come over and she nervously asks, okay, what do we need to talk about? Simply reply with, never mind, it wasn't important. And continue going throughout your day as though nothing happened. Gentlemen, trust me when I tell you, she will never deny you sex again for any reason. Headache?
Nope.
She'll have Advil in her purse. Not in the mood?
Nope.
If you want to smash, she's going to let you smash every fucking time. You want to know why? Because she doesn't want to feel like she's felt for the past few days. Unable to eat, unable to sleep, checking her phone every 30 seconds, getting mad at her friends for texting her because she's waiting on your text, scouring your social media feeds to see where you are and who you're with, unable to bear the thought of being without you. Gentlemen, this literally trains a woman to want to have sex with you to avoid the absolute dread and depression you inflicted on her because she tried to manipulate you. The bottom line here, gentlemen, is that if your woman denies you sex for any reason, then you deny her the boyfriend treatment. You immediately withdraw your time, withdraw your attention, withdraw your very presence. If she's not going to uphold her end of the bargain, which is giving me sex, then you are not going to uphold yours. This doesn't need to be said out loud to her, gentlemen. Your actions will do the talking, and trust me when I tell you, she will read you loud and clear. She will read you loud and clear. And that is the game I am talking about today. So let me find... I'm going to find the cartoon video. Yeah, Level Up Man. Dude, Level Up Man has already... Dre Irvin says if she finds a guy in 3 days or left, odds are she was already cheating on you. There you go. There you go. This is how you know... Listen, this is how you know a woman truly likes or loves you. When you withdraw your attention, your energy, she goes absolutely fucking crazy. She goes absolutely crazy. All right, let me see if I can pull up this video here. Let's see. I've already... Dude. That is... let's see. What was it called? Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell is that video called? Tried to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... You know what? Let me try the word withhold. Hang on a second. No, it's not there either. That is... Oh my God, what the hell was that video called? Oh, Jesus. Oh man, what, dude, now this is interesting. I cannot remember. I can normally find the video that I'm looking for quite quickly. Oh, let me go to tunes. Actually, I think it might be in the playlist. Here we go, show all. Where the hell? Oh, there it is, there it is. Yep, there it is. Yep, cock blocked by my side chick. Ah ha 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 ha. Oh, this is good. This is very, very good. I haven't shown this one in a while. The cartoon video that I show the most by far is the, now this was a greater, there we go. So this is a cartoon video that I haven't, the cartoon video that I show by far the most is The Worst Heartbreak of My Life. But this one is also a very, very good one. It is very, very, very educational. And it literally shows you this technique that I used to break her of this habit. So without further ado, Legend said I learned a lot from that. Don, thanks. You're going to learn even more right now. Here we go. Arrangement as far as I was concerned until one night she tried pulling what she thought was a power move that blew up in her face. A while back, my buddies and I were out having a few cocktails at one of our favorite nighttime spots, Señor Frog's. Senior Frogs was on the Vegas Strip and was located where all the action was. There was never a shortage of hot girls there, and it didn't matter what day of the week it was. Tuesday, Sunday, Thursday, didn't matter. Senior Frogs was the place to be if you were looking to try to get some action. Anyway, we were all sipping our whiskeys and having a good time when I spot a drop-dead gorgeous Mexican girl with some of the perkiest boobs I'd ever seen sitting at a table all by herself. This was a little confusing to me because girls who look like that are almost never out alone. They're either surrounded by their girlfriends or out with a boyfriend. But seeing a smoke show sitting alone was extremely rare, even in a city like Vegas that's... Yo, this bitch was fucking bad. Like, this bitch was fucking bad. Holy God. Crawling with hotties. Now, I didn't waste any time standing around pondering why she was there, or figuring out how I should approach her, because even in a target-rich environment like this,
you snooze, you lose.
That's right. All it would take is me hesitating for a split second, and someone else would slide right in and talk to her before I did. So I acted quickly and decisively, walked right over, sat at her table directly across from her, and used the greatest pickup line ever. Yeah, dude, I got up, I walked over there, and I just sat right in front of her. Hi.
I'm Donovan.
Now, even though she did see me walk up and nonchalantly take my seat, she looked a little surprised. My guess was that she probably had never been approached like that before. Now, some of you guys might think, well, how could you think that, Donovan? Hot girls get approached all the time. And you'd be wrong. Because believe it or not, super attractive women don't get hit on nearly as often as you might think. And the reason for this is because they're, well, of course, super attractive. Okay, sure. Men will strike up conversations with these girls, but they never do so in such a way that tells them in no uncertain terms that they are trying to build attraction. The truth is, 99% of men who do talk to hot girls usually just talk about the weather, or a funny video they saw on YouTube, basically any benign topic they could think of just to be talking to her. But these guys never straight up ask her for her phone number or suggest that they hang out or go out for drinks.
Yep.
Most men never really make a move because they're afraid to. Why are they afraid? Because hot girls are intimidating to most men. And because of this, they are always pleasantly surprised when a man grabs his Y chromosome and just goes for it with her. Well, this was obviously the case with this girl. Anyway, after I introduced myself, she said,
"Hi, I'm Luce."
I smirked and sarcastically replied, I certainly hope not. That would make things pretty awkward tomorrow morning. She looked at the floor and smiled in embarrassment as her cheeks turned a brilliant shade of magenta. And that's when it hit me. This girl is shy. Girls who look like she does are almost never shy. If they are, it's usually because they were an ugly duckling growing up or just a natural introvert. Having lived in Vegas for as long as I had never spoken to an attractive woman who was shy. So now there were two surprised people sitting at the table. The difference was I was able to hide mine. She, however, clearly was not, which was fine by me. Now, having dated my fair share of Latinas, I knew that the word Luz was actually her name. Luz is a fairly uncommon girl's name in Mexico. It's actually spelled L-U-Z. She was maybe the third or fourth I had ever met at this point, so me knowing that this was actually her name worked to my advantage, because not only did I use it to playfully make fun of her, but to also let her know up front why I was sitting there. Remember the, quote, awkward in the morning response? See what I did there? Anyway, she said,
No, my name is Luce.
And then she spelled it out.
L-U-Z.
I said, oh, thank goodness. I'd hate to have to kick you out of my apartment 2 hours after we met. I mean, how embarrassing would that be for you, right? Her grin was ear to ear as she giggled with delight. It was obvious my game was tighter than a snare drum that night because she was soaking it up like a dry sponge. I mean, this girl was quite literally tickled pink. So she says,
"I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend."
And I said,
Well, I'm not. He's not invited.
She giggled again, but this time she put her hand over her mouth to keep herself from laughing out loud. See, there it is. She's like, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend. I'm like, well, I'm not sorry. He's not invited. This is gonna be a slam dunk, I thought. I might not even need to get her phone number. Turns out I was wrong, because after she stopped giggling, she said,
"Let me see your phone."
I sarcastically said, no way, I don't know where your hands have been. And this time she finally laughed out loud, but only for a split second because she quickly covered her mouth and went back to giggling. After she regained her composure, she said,
"You're really not going to let me see your phone?"
I said, well, that depends. Are you going to give me your phone number or your fat ugly sister's? Because I'm going to warn you up front, fat girls give me nightmares. Once again, she giggled with delight. So I handed her my phone and she put in her digits. But as soon as she did, she got right up and left the table immediately. Now, Dr. B84 recognizing the push-pull game. There you go. There you go. She literally said to me, give me your phone. I wasn't all like, okay, here's my phone. No, I made her earn it. I made her earn it. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't know where your hands have been, right? Then finally, I was like, okay, look, check it out. Like, are you going to give me your phone number or are you going to give me your fat, ugly friend's phone number? Because I got to be honest with you, fat girls give me nightmares. Dude, she absolutely lost it. It was brilliant. It was unbelievable. Now, there was no way I was going to turn around and say, wait a minute. Sorry about that. I was talking through that. This is a very important part here. Oh, God damn it. Hey, come back. There we go. Sorry, guys.
See your phone?
I said, well, that depends. Are you going to give me your phone number or your fat, ugly sister's? Because I'm going to warn you up front, fat girls give me nightmares. Once again, she giggled with delight. So I handed her my phone and she put in her digits. But as soon as she did, she got right up and left the table immediately. Now, there was no way I was going to turn around and say, wait, come back! Why? Because that would have made me look extremely desperate and very thirsty. I knew she liked me, and had I broken character and gone from charming, charismatic, and fun to me chasing her out of the bar, her attraction to me would have been gravely compromised. Now, I had no idea why she just got up and left, but I didn't really care. Maybe she was meeting up with her friends, maybe she saw someone she knew, or maybe she actually did have a boyfriend and saw him walk in. Who knows? Either way, I got the digits, and that's all that mattered. Well, the very next weekend, we started sleeping together. She lived in Indian Springs, which was roughly a half-an-hour drive from me. Yes, this was... Indian Springs is the hottest fucking city on the planet. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, never go to Indian fucking Springs, dude. The minor inconvenience, but she always treated me very well when I went to see her. She'd have a pack of cigarettes and a bottle of my favorite whiskey waiting for me when I got there. Then she'd make me a nice meal. I mean, Luce really rolled out the red carpet for me every time I drove out there. After we ate, we'd relax and watch a movie and maybe fool around a little bit. Okay, so we never made it to the end of a movie for obvious reasons, but at least we tried, right? Now, the sex wasn't exactly mind-blowing. Don't get me wrong, it was sufficient, but she just wasn't that good in bed. Thankfully, she had the body of an adult film star, so that was a nice consolation. But like I said last week... Dre Raven says hotter than Yuma. Ooh, I've never been to Yuma, but I think I'm gonna say no. I can't. I've never been to Yuma, but yeah, Yuma's way down there. Sex with super hot girls is usually fairly average, and that's probably putting it lightly. Anyway, every Friday or Saturday night, I drive out to Indian Springs to see her. Now, this was a great arrangement as far as I was concerned until one night she tried pulling what she thought was a power move that blew up in her face. Before I tell you about that fiasco, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video with anyone you know who keys standing up. And if you'd like to get weekly individualized coaching, become a patron at patreon.com/DonovanSharp. All patrons $5 and above get weekly access to my 1-hour Zoom meetings where I give coaching, do consultations, and give guidance about girls, game, finance, fitness, and anything else that pertains to becoming the best version of yourself. No. Indian Springs is still in Clark County. It's in Clark County. Okay, let's get back to my story. So I drive out there. Why are you asking about night? Well, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold up a second. Wait a minute. Level up, man. Why are you asking about Nye County? Inquiring minds want to know. On Friday evening, and everything is going the way it usually does. She had my cigarettes, my whiskey, and made a nice chicken dish. After we finished eating, we had a couple of cocktails, and then of course I tried making a move to have some fun. Now usually she reciprocates, and 15 seconds later she's butt naked and on her knees. But this time was a little different. Instead of letting me pull up her dress and get it in, she pulls away and says,
"You haven't earned it yet."
Now, she giggled when she said it, much the way she did the night we met. So I thought she was joking around and trying to be playful. So I try again, and she pulls away again and says,
"No, I'm serious. You haven't earned it yet."
Now I'm confused. I said to her, "Are you kidding with this?" She says,
"No, I'm not kidding, Donovan. You can't just waltz in here and smash without whining and dining me a little bit."
So I said to her,
"Well, I ain't the whining and dining type."
And she said,
"Well then, I guess you're not getting laid tonight."
And I said, "That's what you think." Grabbed my stuff and walked right out the door. You see, what this girl didn't know was that she was the side chick. I had a girlfriend at the time, and she was coming to my place later that night after she got off work.
Yes, sir.
This is why what Luce tried to pull didn't faze me.
This is why I told you before you pull this, you have to have abundance, which means other girls. Okay? I had a girlfriend at the time. Okay? I was actually dating a hotter girl. Her name was Chrissy. Right?
I already had a girlfriend. So when she tried to pull this bullshit, I was like, okay, cool. Power of abundance. And by the way, for those of you guys who don't know or who haven't put it together, prostitution is legal in Nye County, Nevada. Girls try to pull this nonsense all the time. They give up the booty anytime you want in the beginning and then try to take it away to control you. Now, the average man would have fallen for Luce's BS, but not me. And I demonstrated as much when I left without a backwards glance when she tried this little power move of hers. And just as expected, she's blown up my phone the entire drive back to Vegas.
Come back! I was kidding. Why are you being stupid? I'm sorry. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to whine and dine me.
Blah, blah, blah.
No, I didn't turn around, and no, I didn't respond. I straight up put her ass on ice and went radio silent on her. That entire weekend, she called and texted non-stop. Her emotions were all over the map as she couldn't seem to decide whether she loved me or hated me. And even though I fully expected this, it was still amusing to watch her squirm for a couple of days. So Monday afternoon, I ended her suffering and texted her, "We need to talk, my place at 7. Now, she tried poking and prodding to find out what I wanted to talk about. She tried calling and threatening not to come over and all the rest of that. The typical behavior of a woman in her predicament. But I never responded. And at 6:45, right on schedule, she gets to my place dressed like she was headed to work at a gentleman's club. Short skirt, heels, curly hair, hoop earrings, red lipstick, and a barely there blouse that covered maybe 10% of her C-cup you-know-whats. I was pretty sure she was wearing a bra. Anyway, when she nervously asked me what we needed to talk about, I shrugged my shoulders and casually said, "Never mind, it wasn't a big deal." Those were my words verbatim. Luce breathed a sigh of relief and asked me what I wanted her to cook me for dinner. I told her, "It's all on the counter, medium rare." True story, guys. I had taken out a New York strip about a half an hour before she arrived because I knew that she would offer herself up on a silver platter and do whatever I wanted her to do. So before I rearranged her insides, I wanted her to cook me a steak. Not just because I was hungry, but to put her back in her place, which was subservient, submissive, and obedient with no whining and dining necessary. The Level Up Man says, the girlfriend in the background was a nice touch. That wasn't my girlfriend. That was another bitch. She was on my territory. Dude, when I tell you, when I tell you guys I used to fucking run through hoes, man, oh my God. And I wanted to drill into her psyche that she was there to serve me. So she eagerly goes into the kitchen, skirt, hoop, heels and all, cooks my steak and broccoli to perfection, then willingly and eagerly gives me access to all 3 of her luscious little holes. No exaggeration, guys. This is exactly what happened to the letter. That night of bedroom fun was far above average, and it stayed that way for quite a while, as she gladly accepted her. Yeah, it's interesting. the first few the first few weekends we had, like I said, the sex was sufficient, right? Like, she didn't give me starfish sex, but she just, it just wasn't. It wasn't like, dude, I was fucking this girl. I was fucking this girl. Her name was Jennifer. Might be a 6 on a good day. Some of the best sex I ever had. Luce was 1,000 times hotter than Jennifer. The sex with Luce up until this point just wasn't as good. Her role as my side chick for about the next 7 or 8 months. That's right, guys. The night she came over to get her brake speed off after I put her on ice, I told her I had a girlfriend and she still stuck around. She didn't like it, but she accepted it. And she still treated me like a king. That's how desperate she was to keep me in her life. This is the power of the abundance mindset, gentlemen. Eventually, she did end things because no side chick wants to be a side chick forever. They want that #1 spot. But after I shut down her 4th or 5th attempt at trying to be my main chick, she finally decided to move on. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, this one did sting a little. She was hot, she was actually a sweet girl, and did whatever I told her to. But one of the main reasons I didn't make her my main chick was because she knowingly and willingly played second fiddle to another woman, which likely means she had self-worth issues. It turns out that Luce was indeed an ugly duckling. And while that does explain her kind disposition, it also explains her promiscuous proclivities. There you go. The night I approached her at Senior Frogs, she was there with her boyfriend. That's why she got up and left. As soon as she gave me her number. And while I'm fairly certain that just about every girl I've dated in the 702 probably gave their numbers out to other guys while with me, Luce actually showed me during our very first interaction that she could not be trusted in a relationship. But on the bright side, I was spending a lot less on gas. So at least I ended up in the black. There we go. There we go. So yeah, like when I tell you guys about the strategies and the techniques that are necessary to accomplish certain goals, to avoid something, none of the stuff is based on anything except for my own personal experiences. That's just the way it is, guys. Okay? I didn't get my strategies or techniques from a book. I didn't get it from a website. I didn't get it. Like, dude, I was doing this before I started podcasting. You know, it's interesting. It's actually interesting. When I started podcasting back in 2017, that is actually that was right around the time I'd given up my player card. That was like when I actually no. Yeah, that was so Devin. So in 2017, or 2016 rather, Devin took me to Hawaii on vacation. Dude, still to this day, best vacation I've ever taken. Dude, Devin and I had a wonderful time together. There was nothing bad about it at all. It was just it was insane. It was insane. But wait a minute. Here we go. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, there we go. Listen, it was a really, really, really good trip. Well, about a year later, that's really when things sort of took a downturn in terms of me, you know, dialing back my player power level. And a few months after that, Devin and I moved to Philly, and the rest is history. Devin was actually sitting right in front. This is how long Devin has been with me, guys. This is episode 1230, okay? Devin was sitting in front of me in Hawaii as I recorded episode 2. As I recorded episode 2, Devin was sitting right in front of me. Right in front of me. That's how long she's been there. So it's actually it's really cool. It's actually pretty cool that she got to sort of witness, you know, that she got to sort of witness sort of, you know, my ascension and my ascent. All right, and this is why I'm loyal to her, man. Like this is why, among other reasons, why I keep her around, man. You know, she's a good woman to me. She's attractive. She takes good care of me. I mean, listen, she's not perfect. Nobody is perfect. You know what I mean? But if there's one thing that I know beyond the shadow of a doubt is that Devin absolutely, positively, 100% loves me. Okay? I can say with 100% certainty that she has done things for me that I know she has never done for anybody else. The stuff in the bedroom, I don't know. Right? I don't know. I don't care. I'm not interested. Right? But everything else, like, Devin will quick, dude, she actually tell me, she's like, yeah, I've done more for you than I have ever done for anybody in my life. And I believe her. Let's take a look at another cartoon video. This is how I narrowly avoided a false rape accusation. Now, this particular cartoon video was actually this dude shooting his shot, okay? The reason, and this isn't scripted out. This is actually a story that I told on a live that he used the audio for to create this video. So the story and the timeline, it's not going to be as crisp as it was with the baby trapping story or the worst heartbreak of my life or with the loose situation. So just be prepared. It's not going to be as, you know, it's not going to be as buttoned up, but it is every bit as impactful. Let's take a look and listen. This was the reality. I knew that I was probably not going home that night. I was going to spend 72 hours in Clark County lockup. So, long story short, here's what happened. So I've been seeing this girl on and off for about 6 months. The last 2 months, we were seeing each other pretty regularly. And so we would see each other every weekend. And dude, it was great fun. It was absolutely great fun. We didn't have to go anywhere. Sometimes we'd order in. Dude, she actually made jalapeno poppers at my place. It was a good time. Tracy was awesome, dude. Well, I had added 2 new girls to my roster. And so what I was going to do is I was going to sort of gently just sort of fade out of her life, just little by little. So what I did, here's what I was going to do. I texted her. I said, hey, I'll use the word I was like, hey, Stacy. It's Donovan. Listen, I've gotten behind on some projects. I'm going to have to take a rain check for this week, but we will definitely get up next weekend. Now, my plan was to just not have sex with her that weekend, have sex with her the weekend after, then kind of slowly fade out of her life. That was the plan. And the reason why I was going to do that is because girls don't take rejection easily. You can't just ghost them, right? Otherwise, they go absolutely crazy if she actually likes you, and Stacy absolutely did. her name was Tracy. I'll just keep it real. Tracy really liked me. She liked me a lot, and she worked crazy hours. That's why we couldn't have sex on the weekdays, or at least that's what she told me. So who knows? Who knows what the hell she did on weekdays? So what she did is after I sent her that text, she's blowing up my phone. She's like,
"Oh my God, what's wrong? Do you not like having sex with me? Is it my body? Is it like?"
And I'm like, "No, like everything is fine. I just need to take this weekend off to get caught up on some projects." Of course, I was lying, but that was the story I gave her. She doesn't know. Maybe 15, 20 minutes goes by. She calls me up and tells me,
"Donovan, I'm pregnant."
Oh, boy. Okay, now, this wasn't the first time I had a girl call me up and tell me she was pregnant.
Nor was it the last.
So I immediately just go into autopilot. I said, all right, stay right where you are. I'm coming over, which is exactly what she wanted. So I go to the CVS and I bought 2 pregnancy tests, $30 each, clear, blue, easy. Do not get a pregnancy test at the dollar store, guys. Spend the money to be absolutely sure. So
Do not, guys, let me reiterate that. Do not get a pregnancy test from the dollar store. Okay? Spend the money. Clear, blue, easy. Spend the money, guys. It's worth it.
I said, all right. So I drive over to her place. I walk right in. She looked very happy to see me. I didn't touch her. I held up the pregnancy test right in front of her. I said, go to the bathroom and take this test right now. Dude, she was like a deer in the headlights. But she had to comply because if she didn't, her whole plan blows right up. So she goes to the bathroom and I watched the urine come from her lady parts right onto the stick. That's clear.
Oh, yeah. Like, dude, I made her take it. I wasn't fucking around. Man. So she starts walking to the bathroom and she's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to watch you piss on this stick. She's like, are you kidding me? I'm like, Tracy, I've been fucking you for 6 months. What's the difference? I said, take the fucking test. She's like, okay.
Thursday, negative. Right? So at that point, I said, no. I was very calm. I said, Tracy, stay where you are. You're going to take another test. She's
like, I just peed.
I said, you're going to stay right there. You're going to take another pregnancy test. She's like,
why are you doing this?
Then I raised my voice. I said,
Stay there until you piss. You're going to take that second pregnancy test.
So for about 15 minutes, we're just standing there in awkward silence. Every time she tried to speak, I just, no. Don't say a word unless I see you piss a plus sign. 15, 20 minutes later, she pees on the stick. It is negative. So at that point, I don't even say it's been real. I turn around and I'm out the door. The whole time she's like,
please, Donovan, don't leave. I love you.
Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh my God. So as I get towards her door, I hear her walk into the kitchen and I hear her, and I didn't know she was on the phone. She said,
yes, I would like to report
domestic Duracell.
At that point, I knew I couldn't leave. The reason I couldn't leave is that I was a black man. Number one, I was a black man. Number two, she was a white girl. If she calls the cops and says, Donovan, domestic Duracell, he Duracelled me, then guess what? If I leave, I'm automatically guilty because they think I'm trying to get up out of there, right? And that's just how that was. Listen, I'd been in some crazy situations before, never like that. Inside, I was freaking out. I didn't let her see I was freaking out. So I went over and sat on her couch. I took out my Windows phone. And it's funny because
it was literally a Windows phone, guys. The Windows phone, for those of you guys who have followed me for a while, the Windows phone holds all the secrets. It holds all the secrets, guys. You remember, I always told you guys I had a bro phone and a hoe phone. That Windows phone was the hoe phone.
Just downloaded an audio recording app. What I did is I broke out my phone, I hit the audio recording device, and I didn't place it as though I'm recording. I just took it out and just kind of put it on the table. So I said to her, I said, look, Tracy. I said, why are you lying? Why did you call the cops and lie to them? Why did you just call the cops? And I made sure that I was very, very clear. I said, why did you just call the cops and lie to them and tell them that I slapped and choked you? This girl was, and dude, she had no idea what was happening. She took the bait right there. She says,
it's because I'm tired of all this BS. I didn't want to lose you in my life. I freaked out. I thought I was never going to see you again. I didn't know what to do. And so I did the first thing I could think of to try to get you to stay.
I said, that's it? Now, of course, inside I'm seething because this girl is, now that my life is in this girl's hands. I just kind of said, that was it? She said,
well, yeah, that was it.
I was so fucking pissed. Oh my God.
Tracy, why didn't you say so? If you had told me that you didn't want to lose me in your life, that totally would have made a difference. She's like,
Really?
I'm like, dude, you just called the cops and lied on me. All you had to do was tell me that you didn't want to lose me in your life. And of course I lied to her. I said, I just had to get some projects done, but I didn't have a problem with you coming to my house, maybe, you know, watching a movie, Netflix, and I didn't say Netflix and chill wasn't a thing at that point. You could have come over and, well, you know, hung around while I was working on my project. And she's like,
Yeah, we can totally do that.
I was like, all right, cool. So right after, like, so we sort of converse a little bit, right? And I don't know how much time went by, but right when we were sort of calming things down a little bit, the door, and it was not a knock on the door. It was a bang on the door. Immediately, Tracy goes white. Her eyes wide as saucers. She's like, she forgot she called the cops. She forgot that she called the cops. And so I sort of gestured towards the door. I get the door. And she's like,
No.
I was like, dude, get the door. She says,
What if we don't answer the door? She's like, I'll just tell them it's all a big misunderstanding.
I said, you need to go and answer the door. They pound again. Because again, they think a big black man is in here assaulting a poor little white girl. And listen, I've been on the other end of cop knocks. I know exactly what they sound like. She says,
we just won't answer. I'll just tell them it's a big misunderstanding.
Then I said to her, Tracy, you need to let them in or they're going to let themselves in. Like, that's what needs to happen. So she slowly goes over and she answers the door. There were two cops. There are these big, burly dudes, right?
Jesus.
When there's them.
Yo, big motherfuckers. Oh my God. Oh, you guys know me. I'm a big guy. These fuckers.
Domestic Duracell going on, they don't send female cops. They don't send small cops. No, these were two 6'3", 6'4", probably ex-military black ops, whatever. Basically enough to, you know, kick me around if I tried to do anything stupid, right? You know, they're not Brock Lesnar huge, but they were both larger than I was, and it was obvious why they were there. I didn't make any sudden moves. I just sat there on the couch as calmly and as coolly as possible, because if I start yelling and calling her a liar, and this is BS, that automatically makes me look bad.
I'm a large black tattooed man.
I can't show any aggression, or that aggression is going to be construed by the cops as a threat. And if they have to subdue me, they're taking me in regardless. So I said, I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to be totally cool. So of course, they go to her first. They're like,
Okay, tell us what had happened.
and so and it was funny because they asked her these questions. They were very leading questions. They asked her these questions in such a way that automatically made me sound guilty. Even still, her story sounded terrible. It would have been very hard to believe her, but she had to stick with what she told the operator was, I slapped her and choked her. That's what she had to stick with. And when she told the story play-by-play, you could tell she was lying. They probably interviewed her for 15 minutes. Like, they kept asking. I was like, dude, are these guys trying to get me convicted? And at that point, I was like, are they going to allow me to tell my side of the story? Like, honestly, I thought I was going to jail. This was the reality. I knew that I was probably not going home that night. I was going to spend 72 hours in Clark County lockup. When all of that was finally done, they then turned their attention toward me. They said, okay,
Okay, Mr. Sharp, what do you have to say about this? What's your side of the story?
I said, officers. I showed them my hands because, again, I'm a black man. They're white cops. I said, I'm going to reach for my phone. Is that okay? They said,
Yep, that's okay.
so I reached for my phone and I opened the app. I was praying to every god I could.
Guys, yo, my heart hammered against. I will never, ever. Yo, I will never forget this day. I will never forget this day. Man, oh my God, dude, oh my God.
Dude, I was praying to God, Allah. So I hit the play button, and to my great relief, our conversation rang out as clear as a bell. Even the part where they banged on the door to come in, I would record it all the way up to that point. Even the part where they're like,
Hey, I'll just tell them it's just a big misunderstanding.
they heard everything. And she said,
Because I'm tired of all this BS, and I didn't want to lose you in my life.
and it's funny because when I started playing the recording, Tracy tried to interrupt. One of the cops just said, "That's all." She tried 3-4 times. He kept saying. At the end of the recording, one of the officers went over there, says,
Miss Andrews, we are placing you under arrest. You have the right to remain silent.
"Dude," she's crying her eyes out. She's like,
You gotta believe me. He trapped me. He entangled me. He threatened me. Like he told me about the recording.
"That's all there was to it." So they let her outside, and of course she keeps crying. One of the officers stayed back and says,
Listen, man, you want to press charges against Miss Andrews?
I was like, "No, dude, I don't want to have anything to do with her." I just said no. I just want to get the hell out of there. Because if I press charges against her, now I got to show up to court. He says,
Listen, we can do a restraining order if you want.
I was like, I want nothing to do with any of this. I just want to go home. He says to me,
You know, if more guys did what you did, we'd probably be locking up a lot less men.
the moral of the story is record everything, guys. Dude, record the audio, record the video, record everything. Because what you have to understand, the burden of proof in a court of law is guilty beyond all reasonable doubt. Get thousands of out.
Dude, that was the craziest fucking thing, man. Oh my god, dude, I was so pissed. And interestingly enough, oh my god, she actually texted me like a year and some that summer. I don't know where the hell they are. I used to have, I'm sure they're in here somewhere, but I have so many pictures. Like, I have every video I have ever shot on my hard drive and extended hard drives. I'd have to search for it. But she sent me a text message. She's like, hey, just want to let you know that, I'm sorry about how things went down last summer, blah, 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 blah. And, that's all that was. All right, I'm going to play a couple more cartoon videos for you guys here. And these are going to be fresh and fit cartoon videos. Let's get it. These are going to be fresh and fit cartoon videos. I'm also going to play the cartoon video of Kevin versus Amanda. Kevin versus Amanda. That's right. Kevin Samuels versus Amanda. Kevin Samuels versus Amanda. It was me, Aaron Clary, and Rollo Tomasi, all on Fresh and Fit. Kevin Samuels called in and absolutely cooked this girl, went totally viral. Unfortunately, that was the genesis of the Myron versus Kevin beef. We'll get into that another time. But without further ado, this is women cheat, men have sex. And away we go. Think 75% of men are sexually active is because you're thinking of the top 10% of men. Again,
so what is the real percentage?
We just told you. One never knows, but most men are sexually invisible to most women.
Today only, get all 5 volumes of Womanese audio, all 5 Womanese ebooks, How to Master the Game audio, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up, the Gold Digger Guide, and the Shit Test Guide absolutely free with the purchase of a CME virtual ticket. That's over $1,000 in courses free. Link in description and up above.
Dude, girls have sugar babies, OnlyFans. A girl could.
That's now. Everybody gets a chance.
No, they don't.
Everybody has their chance. If you're good enough, you're getting a chance.
And again, this is not an indictment of the female species. You guys can't possibly imagine because you're not men. And that's okay. We couldn't possibly imagine the things that you guys go through because we're not women. So for you to say men get opportunities all the time, you're speaking from your perspective. I mean, you're speaking from your perspective.
Not unless you were raised around men.
But my thing is this.
Does it matter?
I'm not going to put myself in a position where I can't take
my man, these cartoon videos are fucking classic. This guy was awesome.
care of shit. Like,
exactly.
I'm going to make sure I can take care of everything, no matter who I'm with, single.
There it
you
is.
Feel what I'm saying?
Well, there
Key word.
And a male should have.
Yes,
Hold on.
take care of yourself.
No, this is the cap here is crazy because I get it that you're saying I'll support my man. The key word is it's temporary.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Women aren't built to support men.
But if you could date a bum, then you have low standards. You don't have standards. You see past money.
Yeah, of course you do. The reason why you think 75% of men, over 50%, most men sexually are invisible to most women. Okay, the bottom 90% of men are invisible to the bottom 90% of women. The reason you think 75% of men are sexually active is because you're thinking of the top 10% of men. You're not thinking of 100% of men. It's the same reason why you think it's 50% and the same reason why you probably think it's 70%. Again,
so what is the real percentage?
We just told you.
One never knows, but most men are sexually invisible to most women. This is why when you ask the question, do men cheat more? All of you guys, oh yes, men cheat more. Yes, the top 10% of men cheat. I didn't. Yes, women cheat, but yeah, women cheat more than right. See, there we go. You're the first woman ever.
Recently, I have heard that women cheat and men have sex.
Okay, that's well said.
That's agreed.
There it is.
That is well said.
That is agreed because you can cheat without having sex.
Yeah, there you go. No, that's one of the few things.
I like that one.
I mean,
so is talking cheating?
Yes.
Yeah, it is because you're opening yourself up to
You're opening the door.
to the possibility of. I say this: if a girl's out fishing for attention, that's cheating.
It's cheating.
That's
See,
life.
here's the thing. You guys. See, here's the thing. This is like an ultimatum for you. You guys think it's an ultimatum if you don't like your choices. My woman has a choice. She can either go to the club or she can be with me, but she can't do both. Okay? Those are my rules.
what about
if
the
she's
women that
with you-
provides?
But what if she's with you 6 days, 7 days out the week, and this one day she's just like, I just want to go and have fun and enjoy
With my
myself.
girls or my birthday.
Absolutely. Go and have fun. I'll have your bags packed on Monday morning.
Shit, I'm out then.
Hey, and that's
Facts.
cool. That's cool, man. Listen, man. Listen, I don't want any stress in my life. For me, I'm not about controlling women. I'm about giving
So
women
it's the
choices.
same on your half? You can't go to the club?
What's that?
Can you go to the club in a relationship?
I can do whatever I want.
Oh, see, that's the problem.
Well, hold on.
Wait, hold on.
whoa.
You don't know her standards.
Yeah,
You don't
it
know
has
her
to be
standards.
50-50.
Oh, no. Hold on, real quick. It doesn't have to be 50-50. Different people have
Does it have to
different.
be 50-50?
Just no, it doesn't have to be. Different people have different standards. If my girl
She
chooses
needs
to let
another
me go
drink.
to the club and
We'll,
stay with me, then that's her choice. But like, if you were a
got
type
you.
of girl that's like, well, you can't go to the club. Okay, well then I guess we can't be together. Cool. Like, listen, there's no argument.
Okay.
Relationships
I
are
get
about
it, I
choices.
can't-
This is the problem is that you guys think men and women are equal. We're not.
We're not.
We're completely different.
Everybody's equal. Nobody's above God.
No, I do think that men and
Yo,
women
real
are
talk.
different, though.
Stupid.
I do
Anyway,
personally.
that's what I was saying. Men and women are
So
not
we're
the
not
same.
equal?
No.
You want to
No.
thumb wrestle right now?
No.
See if we're equal.
The
You gotta take an L.
expectations are different.
You want to arm wrestle? You're gonna lose. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. Men and women are completely different, and that's okay.
And you got to know who you're dealing with at the same time.
Bingo.
And again, when men have sex with another woman, it's them having sex. When a woman
right.
has sex, it's cheating. And
Real
the
talk.
reason why it's cheating is
So it
because
hurts more when
hold
a
on,
woman
let me
cheats.
finish. You have a really bad habit of interrupting. So
ahead.
what I'm trying to say is that when men cheat, it's physical. When women cheat,
mental,
like
it's
let's keep it a
emotional.
stack. It's emotional. Like if a woman cheats on her guy, she don't love him no
It's
more.
over.
That's facts.
That's not true.
So you have multiple guys you're smashing right now that you love at the same time?
No, but if a
Exactly.
guy cheats first and you cheat after, what's the problem?
Men and women aren't equal. Like you've cheated on him after probably because you lost love for him, right? You're done. You're checked out.
No,
Right?
you could still be with him, but you wanted to teach him a lesson.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
And if
Teach him a lesson. Ain't that something?
But
learns
that's
that
not
lesson.
cool, though. That's not
Nobody
cool,
said
though.
it was cool, but you cheated first.
But why stay?
Ladies, I'm gonna keep it simple for you. A key that opens many locks is a master key. A lock that opens any lock is a shitty fucking lock. That's the difference. Men and women are completely different. A guy, this is guy game. Guy game is attaining girls. Girl game is can you keep a man after you fuck him?
Yeah.
That's the difference. All right? Like men are trying to smash, women are trying to get locked down the highest value guy.
Real
If you
talk.
can lock down a high value guy, you succeeded as a woman. And real talk, you haven't won as a woman until someone puts a fucking ring on your finger. That's the truth.
Real
We
shit.
have different standards of success. So therefore, inherently, we're not equal.
Yes, sir. Oh, look at this one. This is the
no
next
man
one I was
wants to
going to
date a
play.
fat chick who's on her weight loss journey, right? Like guys, well, she just wants to. She wants the finished product. Do you want to date a fat chick who's on her weight loss journey? No, we want the finished product. Janina and her lawyer friend, we're all at dinner, and we saw this good-looking brother, fat white girl. She was a big bitch, right? And that is a homosexual. He is seen in public with a portly, unattractive woman. And so, more than likely, she is paying for him.
Today only, get all 5 volumes of Womanese audio, all 5 Womanese ebooks, How to Master the Game audio, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up, the Gold Digger Guide, and the Shit Test Guide absolutely free with the purchase of a CME virtual
Oh, there
ticket.
it is.
That's over
Okay.
$1,000 in courses free. Link in description and up above.
I don't mind that women want an already established
Finished
man.
product.
Right. I don't mind that. And the juxtaposition to that is with women. No man wants to date a fat chick who's on her weight loss journey, right? Like guys, well, she just wants she wants the finished product. Do you want to date a fat chick who's on her weight loss journey? No, we want the finished product. By the same token, a man shouldn't really need a woman to build with, right? Yes, having a woman to build with is nice. That is an added bonus. But if you are a man and you need a woman to build with and complete you, you are not a man. You're a male.
I think I
Some
fixed
men
my
like women that are doing better than them, though.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Say what? Men like women who what?
That are doing better.
You said men like women who are doing better than them? Thank you. What men? Yeah. What men are you
for a
talking about?
fact-
Come on.
I know for a fact men want a girl that can be independent though.
Bum ass
They want
nigga.
their girl
In
to
what
go
way?
out make your own money sometimes.
Exactly.
You know, go and have your
Contribute.
own life. Don't.
I don't need my girl to contribute financially. I need my girl to stay at home, cook, clean, do my SEO, and give me the head. That's it.
But it's nice to know that she can take care of herself.
Yes, it is. And if we decide to part ways, she can take care of herself.
She can take care of herself.
But if for the time being, I can take care of her so she can take care of me.
Yeah.
Not all guys are like that.
Did you just say not all guys are like that? So you know men that actually
They
want
leech
women
off
who-
women.
We call those hobosexuals. Hobosexuals, right? Janina and her lawyer friend. We're all at dinner, and we saw this good-looking brother, that white girl. She was a big bitch, right? And that is a hobosexual. He is seen in public with a portly, unattractive woman. And so, more than likely, she is paying for him.
Dr. B84 says, boy, they knew nothing about men at all. Do you remember this episode? This was actually, guys, this was actually the episode that Myron and I, this was actually an episode that Myron and I shot. Obviously, we're in Brickell. Dude, the very next morning, Myron and I hopped a plane to go to Vegas to shoot the first CME promo.
That's not me. I've never
Sugar
really
mama?
done that. Probably a sugar something, like a sugar gumball, but she was big.
Or he a pimp.
You don't pimp women who look like that.
It don't matter if a bitch gonna give him money, he gonna take it. Facts.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not going to be seen in public with a bitch that looks like that. So listen, who knows? I mean, she might be worth, millions of dollars, but I would never. Being boring as a man, public service announcement, the worst thing, women will, let me ask you guys this. Which will you forgive first, cheating or boredom? There it is. There's your answer. The fact that you have to wait to answer means that this is why I do what I do. It means that you're gonna listen. Nobody likes getting cheated on, right? Nobody likes getting cheated on. We know that. But if a nigga's boring or if a nigga cheats,
so basically, like you're saying that there's not a hard number for the guy, but let's say there was a hard number,
a threshold.
I'm gonna say at least equal to me.
100K.
What's the least number? What's the bottom? Where's the line of demarcation? He makes X amount of dollars and I cannot date him.
100K.
Yeah, like
100K.
Okay.
Okay.
And how tall does he have to be?
Taller than me. I'm 5'3".
So 5'4", you date a guy who's 5'4"?
Anyone taller than me?
No, you wouldn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
would.
wouldn't. I don't buy it.
I would.
How tall are you?
Stop the cap.
Shit.
Okay.
I rest my case, Your Honor.
I would.
How tall are you in heels?
Shit.
Okay.
I rest my case, Your Honor. Have you ever dated a guy who's 5'4"? There it is.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. What about you?
But I haven't dated many men either.
If a girl cheats on you, it's a wrap. Like she don't love you no more. But a guy can 100% go ahead and have run off on his girl and still love his girl the same. A lot of women disagree with me on that. I'm sure.
That's why people have polygamy relationships.
You mean
Oh my God. I totally forgot about that. This bitch said polygamy relationships. Oh no.
Disagree with me on that. I'm sure.
That's why people have polygamy relationships.
You mean polygamy?
Yeah.
Polygamy?
I like polygamy. Polygamy. Well, it's what Myron says. Women show commitment through fidelity. Men show commitment through resources, provisioning, finances.
A dude don't care about you until he puts money in, in your pocket
So
or
material.
No, it's not material. It's provisioning, right? Like when a man and a woman get together, there is an unspoken, unwritten agreement that the woman brings the vagina to the table, I bring the resources. Okay, there are some relationships where one is a little higher or lower than the other, but by and large, if a woman's not putting out, I don't want to be in a relationship with her. Why am I going to be out on a date or living with a woman I'm not fucking, right? Well, by the same token, a woman shouldn't really want to date a man who has no money, like zero money. That's really not the way it's supposed to work. So.
And they'll try it. Like the ladies here, they've tried it, right? Because it's politically incorrect to say I don't. It's politically incorrect to say I don't want to date a broke dude. So they'll try it. They'll give him a chance. But I'll tell you this, man. Like it never works.
Oh, my bad. Yes, sir.
Would you allow your man to cheat?
Would I allow my man to cheat?
Yes.
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
What if he's pimp?
I like my man because I feel he's exclusive. Absolutely. You took the word right out of my mouth.
Exclusive?
How many? That's why people have polygamy relationships.
Oh my God.
Polygamy relationships. polygamy.
Stupid.
Oh, let's watch the Andrew Tate one. Yeah, this one is really good. This is great.
Because when you put males and females in survival situations, or the closer they are to a survival situation, the quicker they're going to revert to their gender roles. If you put a whole bunch of men and a whole bunch of women, you strand them on a desert island, the men would start having to build things and fight off the animals, and the women would start farming and whatever the women would do, right?
Exactly.
Yeah? So when shit hits the fan, everyone reverts to their natural gender roles.
So, Andrew, can you tell us about toxic masculinity and what it is in your eyes? Does it exist? Is it a farce?
Toxic masculinity.
Because you're considered the king of toxic masculinity.
Yeah, I've got that title.
Yeah.
Toxic masculinity is a term that was invented by women nobody wants to to describe the men that the women do want.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
That's all it is. That's all it is. No, but on a real level, right, this whole idea of being toxically masculine is complete garbage. And the reason it's garbage is because it's a first world problem first. Because when you put males and females in survival situations, or the closer they are to a survival situation, the quicker they're going to revert to their gender roles. If you put a whole bunch of men and a whole bunch of women, you strand them on a desert island, the men would start having to build things and fight off the animals, and the women would start farming and whatever the women would do, right?
Exactly.
Yeah? So when hits the fan, everyone reverts to their natural gender roles. So if you live in a country like Romania or Russia or a country that's poor, the closer it is to survival, the lower the economic prosperity of the country, the closer people are to their natural gender roles. So Russian men are masculine, Russian females are feminine. But in America, it's the richest country in the world. It's a first world problem. All the women get to be stupid and the men get to be pussies because it's just a first world problem. This whole idea of being toxically masculine is absolutely garbage. Nobody's toxically... Listen, you're not going to call me toxically masculine if someone breaks in the house and I start spraying.
Damn
You're
right.
not going to start calling me toxically masculine. No, there was no one called toxically masculine when they were staying on the Titanic to die, right? The whole thing is garbage, and it's just by women who are bitter and jealous, trying to insult and demonize men for being natural to their instinct. I don't want to rant too much. Right?
No, continue.
I don't want to rant. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
The world we live in
Here we go.
today tries very, very hard to refuse a man his natural instincts as a man.
Yep.
And this is done on purpose. This is not done on accident. There's no war on men on accident. Men are the ones who start revolutions. If you look at any revolution in history, it was the men who were on the street and started that revolution. If you want to control a populace, the first thing you do is control the men.
That's right.
When the Romans went and conquered Sparta, they killed all the men, all the young boys, all the fighting age males. When you're left with nothing but females, you can conquer and control a society. We're living in a world right now where there's supposedly some virus and you have to stay in your house and put a mask on, and everyone's complying like cowards. And the reason is because they've destroyed the masculine spirit in men. If you would have told men 100 years ago, we're going to take your business away, we're going to bankrupt you, and they're going to lock you in your house, every single man would have stood up and said, what? Who are you? You ain't listening to us. The people who are in charge of the world want to control the population. And the easiest way to do that is to remove the warriors from the populace.
Facts.
That's all it's about. So when men try and act in a masculine way, they're toxically masculine. They demonize us. And then another way they do is they try and shame us.
Yep.
Shame is another tactic.
Oh, Andrew, when are you gonna grow up and stop all that hot pussy?
Grow up.
Who hurt you?
Yeah,
Who
like,
hurt you?
Who
Yeah.
hurt your feelings? I'm enjoying my life. Right? I'm enjoying my life. Like, and I enjoy the company. I'm not saying I can't be loyal if I have a girlfriend, of course. But also, if I'm single and I don't want to be loyal, I'm a full-grown man. I can make my own choices, right?
Yep.
Why should I be demonized or shamed for that? But they don't want that. They want men. We are the backbone of every economy.
Facts.
They want us to be worker ants. They want us to be semi-depressed with no fighting spirit to resist against the tyranny. They want us paying taxes as tax slaves in a sexless marriage with kids who don't respect us. No one talks about male depression. Nobody cares that the men are miserable. Nobody cares. As long as we pay our taxes and we don't divorce her because we're scared of losing the house, and we continue to raise those kids and sit there while she refuses to give you a blowjob more than once a year, that's all the government wants from men. That's all they want from us. That's it. And that's why toxic masculine or toxic masculinity was coined. It was another weapon, a weapon against your natural instinct as a man to rebel. That's what it's all about.
Oh, Andrew, when are you gonna grow up and stop all that hot pussy?
get thousands of...
All right, guys, I'm going to play you one more video. I'm going to play one more video here. And this is going to be the Kevin Samuels versus Amanda video here. This is absolutely classic. This whole conversation went totally viral. And guys, listen, you guys all know.
One of the things I kept hearing.
You guys all know that I've never gone viral. I've never gone viral, and I probably never will. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Love that. But this is the only viral moment that I was ever a part of. So take a look and listen. Oh, wait a minute. Kyle 2020 says, Kyle 2020 says, remember when that ex-employee broke in the front door? That was Allende. Number one, he didn't break in the front door. Security let him up because he had been in the studio. He'd been in the studio many times before. So he simply walked in the door and he was filming the whole thing. He did that for Abba and Preach. Kyle 2020 with the $5 super chat says, that ex-employee proved his breaking in during after hours. The women fled to the balcony and cried thinking they were going to die. Myron, Fresh, and Chris stayed. Absolutely. Absolutely. When Allende was in there and Myron came out with his pistol, the girls, dude, right out onto the balcony. They wanted no parts of it. You guys also remember when the bitch showed up with a gun? The bitch showed up with a fucking blicky and pulled it out. The bitch showed up with a blicky and pulled it out. What did Myron tell everybody? Everyone to the left. Every one of those fucking girls ducked, cowered, and went to the left. That was fucking crazy. All right, here we go.
One of the things I kept hearing is the notion of fairness. Why is that so important to you?
I hate to admit it, but I do. Like, I'm half a man. I'm just a pretty girl, and I don't think that I should have to accept less in life because I was born with different equipment. I think that's bull.
I'm a female. Hear me roar.
Well, if you're half a man, then you should understand this full concept that men don't care about fair.
Oops.
I don't have to care about fair either.
No. Men don't care about fair, or else we wouldn't conquer other people. Men don't care about fair. We conquer. It's winners and losers.
Damn right.
I didn't know that only men were part of conquering.
Well, name me some great female warriors that have dominated the planet.
Well, I mean, I'm learning new education here, which is only men conquer.
No.
I mean, that's what you're telling me, right?
No. Well, see, what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to switch that. I'm asking about fairness. And I said about fairness. Why is fairness so important? You said because you're half a man.
Because if you expect something of me, I should be allowed to expect the same of you. And if you can't offer me that, you don't deserve to be in my life.
But that has nothing to do with fairness.
It has everything to do with fairness.
No, fairness means you get an opportunity. Fairness doesn't mean you get an outcome.
Woo! Oh my God. Did you hear me in the background? I was like, oh shit. Why is this
doesn't mean you get an outcome.
Oh my God.
You get an interview, not guaranteed a job.
No, you're not, but I work very, very hard to ensure that I keep it.
I rebuke.
Well, if that's the case, you should. If that's the case,
right?
If that's the case, then if that's the case, you should be able to secure the things you want. So you should have no problem. Hard work gets you a ticket to the dance. It doesn't guarantee you the top spot. How many? Who lost the Super Bowl, guys?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Can you say they worked hard this year?
Very hard.
Number two. Men don't worry about fairness. We worry about winning.
I also don't care about those things.
But also, you only care about fairness when it doesn't benefit you. Well, see, the thing is, ma'am, see, what you've proven, like many feminists and many women, you're okay with the double standards that benefit you. But the ones you don't like, you just throw at the wind, use sign language, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right to deflect and dismiss guys who are normally intimidated by this thing. I'm not. I'm just challenging your position. You're okay with it not being fair when it benefits you.
You're oversimplifying a very complex situation.
No, it's not really complex. There are no such thing as loyal. The concept of a loyal, highly effective, competitive alpha is a female notion.
I built my own world. So
no, ma'am, you use the world we built. No, ma'am, you use the world men built.
Right.
You like the rules that benefit you, getting into the club for free, but you don't like the rules that benefit men. High value men have the leverage.
Correct you, because I'm 31 years old and I'm getting a little fed up of these men kind of attacking me.
Danger zone.
Dude, we cooked this bitch.
I do not go to clubs anymore. So please stop with your double standard bullshit. I work in a man's world, and if anything, I've had to work
5 times as hard in this world as a man to get where I am.
I've had to put up at 31 years old and deal with men's bullshit.
You live in a first world country. You're in Miami, one of the most posh places on the planet, complaining about double standards that you participate in. The nerve. What effort are women putting in today? Women still want men to move in a traditional way, but yet you're not traditional women.
Listen.
Is there a crickets button?
I said, is there a crickets button? Yo, listen, man. R.I.P. to the Godfather, man. R.I.P. to the motherfucking Godfather. Holy moly. Holy moly. Max says 31. Nope. Look, guys, I was there. That bitch was nowhere near 31 years old. That bitch was at least 37. At least 37. Kyle 2020 says she thought that if she raises her voice, she can get away with bullshit. Yeah, exactly. Look, this is just what women do. This is just what women do. Kyle 2020 says this is crazy. I was thinking of this earlier today, just about an hour or two ago. I must be able to sense the future. Yeah, you might be clairvoyant. You might be clairvoyant. Yeah, King Life says Allende was about to be... Oh, yo. Dude, Myra would have lit his ass up. Straight up. Dude, he would have lit his ass up. Kyle 2020 says 31 in smoking years, maybe. Well, in that case, she's probably 51. Holy moly. Yeah, dude, Kevin absolutely... Dude, he absolutely cooked her. Absolutely cooked her. You know what? I am going to show you guys one more video. I'm gonna show you guys one more video here, and I play this every once in a while. Because, as you guys probably well know, my audience turns over every few years, probably every month, probably every few weeks, etc., etc. A lot of people wanted to know what exactly happened between Myron and Kevin that caused such a rift. And what the most difficult thing about the Myron and Kevin incident was that I was caught directly in the middle. Dude, I loved them both. I loved Myron, I loved Kevin, man. Still do. It was probably one of the most difficult situations I think I've ever been in. It's one of the most difficult situations I've ever been in. So, without further ado, if anyone is wondering what happened between Myron Gaines and Kevin Samuels, and the thing is I didn't plan on talking about this. I did not plan on talking about this. I just sort of ended up in this conversation. So buckle up, guys, because this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, for better or worse. Here we go. This video, incidentally enough, was, if I'm not mistaken, I think Dana Gonzalez told me that this was the video that caused her to subscribe. So if I remember correctly. So here we go. The way things started, and I don't think anybody, I don't know, you guys may have heard other versions of this, but I'm going to tell you the 100% truth because I am very, very good friends with the both of them, right? Kevin and Myron are two of my very best friends. Kevin was one of my very best friends. And so Kevin had blown up. He'd gone viral on World Star Hip Hop a couple times. Then, of course, he was 300,000 subscribers. He was on his way up. Then Fresh and Fit also hit the algorithm, and they started to grow. Well, Fresh and Fit had been doing Fresh and Fit After Hours at the same time Kevin was doing his show. Kevin never had a problem with it until Kevin felt that Myron and Fresh's live streams were infringing on his audience. He said to me, Donovan, that is my time slot. He said this to me. He said, that is my time slot. I said, Kevin, I said, you're one of my best friends. You don't own any time slots. Okay? People can live stream whenever they want to live stream, number one. Number two, Myron and Fresh have been doing Fresh and Fit after hours probably longer than you've done your late night show. So it became, now listen, I don't know what Kevin's motivations were. I'm not going to pretend to know because he didn't tell me. But my guess is that listen, it appeared to me like there were some economic reasons. He wanted, so
hang on, guys. You know what I'm going to do? Hang on a second. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to pull this up on Firefox. I'm going to pull this up on Firefox because it is just so weird, man. Firefox runs so much more smoothly on my computer. Okay, give me a second. Where am I at here? 1:43. Okay, so I'm at the 1 minute and 43 second mark. Oop. So we'll pick it up there. 1 minute and 40. All right, we'll start it there. Okay, there we go. That way the audio matches the video because I don't know what the fuck's going on with Chrome. All right, sorry about that, guys. Let's continue.
Listen, it appeared to me.
You see how much smoother it is?
Like there were some economic reasons. He wanted so. Kevin asked me. He said, "Look, man, you got to talk to Myron for me." I said, "Okay, I'll talk to him for you." So I called up Myron. I said, "Myron, look, check this out. Kevin is feeling some type of way. He's feeling some type of way about the time slot." And of course, Myron tells me what I told him. Hey, man, he doesn't own the time slot. He says, but maybe we can come to an agreement, right? So while they're hashing that out, Kevin calls me the next day, and Devin was in the car with me. Kevin calls me the next day, and he's telling me, he's like, Myron and Fresh still have that Amanda video.
There you go.
On their live stream. They still have the Amanda video. I said, okay, Kevin, what's the issue? What's the problem? He says, they need to be giving me a cut of that revenue. I said, Kevin, you're on their platform. Like, that's their platform. Like, yes, people watch the zillions of views and all this other kind of stuff, but
previously,
that's on their platform. If they don't have a platform, you don't confront Amanda. You have to. He's like, no, they need to take the video down, or they need to send. Guys, this is my hand to the man. My hand to the man. He said they need to take the video down, or they need to give me. They need to pay me half of the revenue from that video. So I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Devin was driving. We were on our way to the bank, and you guys might remember this. You guys remember Devin's trainer, D, her dog, Nugget, had gotten hit by a car, okay? Her dog, Nugget, got hit by a car. We found out about it when we were actually in the bank, right? So on our way there, I said, Kevin, I'm going to get Myron on the phone. I'm going to get Myron on the phone. So I get Myron on the phone, and they're hashing this out, right? Myron's like, "Yo, Kevin, this is my platform, blah 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 blah." You know, they both made their choice. They both made their choice, but in the end, Myron said, "Okay, here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do." He said, "I'm going to give you." I said, "I'm going to pay you half of all of the revenue from here on out." From that Amanda video. Kevin on the phone agreed to that. He said, all right, cool. That's good, right? So I guess Myron sent him, I don't know, I think it was like a $5,000 or $6,000, whatever it was. So Myron sends the money to Kevin. I'm thinking everything is all good except for the time slot. I get a call from Kevin the next day. He says, Donovan, the video is still up. I said, Kevin, didn't Myron send you the money? He says, yeah. I said, but wasn't that the point? He's like, no, I wanted half of the revenue and for them to take down the video. I said, Kevin, like, due respect. This is unreasonable. This was their video on their channel. You made the unilateral decision to call into the show. Yes, you added to the show. Yes, you brought viewers, but the platform was already theirs. It was already theirs. I said, I was under the impression that if they paid you the revenue, that you'd be okay with the video being up. Then Kevin launches into this diatribe about how Fresh and Fit wouldn't be anywhere. He said they've gotten all of these subscribers ever since I made that appearance with Amanda, and they're eating off me and this and that and the other. I said, Kevin, I don't know what to do here, man. I said, I thought that I helped you guys broker a deal. I thought that if it was cool with them to keep the video up, I thought that if they paid you the revenue, it'd be cool for them to keep the video up. Like, that's what I thought. He says, never mind. He hangs up on me. I'm like, okay, he's heated. And I've hung up on Kevin before, too. I hung up on Kevin when we were squabbling about the me and O'Shea shit from back in the day. But it is what it is. We got past that. He goes, all right, fine, whatever. We're heated. He's heated. It is what it is. And so Kevin says, and so he calls me back a few hours later, and I'm thinking, okay, all right, so he's cooled off, and everything is cool. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? He's like, yo, the video is still up. I said, Kevin, I don't know what more I can do. I don't know what more I can do, man. Like, he paid you the $5,000 to $6,000. You still want the video taken down. And I'm like, Kevin, look, I love you. You're my guy. We've known each other for 5-6 years. But you're being unreasonable here, man. Like, you're being unreasonable. He's like, no, if not for me, they wouldn't have XYZ amount of subscribers. I just had to let him talk because I just couldn't for whatever reason. And this was a shock to me because Kevin was uncharacteristically emotional about this. And you guys know Kevin, he's as stoic as they come for the most part. Even when these bitches are going in on him and this and that, Kevin is as stoic as they come. But for whatever reason, he just could not reconcile things with, he just could not do it. Could not do it. And so at that point, he says, that's it. I'm done with Fresh and Fit, da-da-da-da-da. They didn't want to change their time slot. And by the way, rewind a couple of days. Myron and Fresh said, hey, listen, man, like if you guys remembered, Fresh and Fit After Hours moved their show back to midnight. They moved their show back to midnight to accommodate Kevin. They said, all right, we'll move it back to midnight. They did it for a week and a half. Guess what? That still wasn't good enough for them. Because Kevin is calling me, talking about Donovan. They're still on while I'm on. I say, Kevin, dude, I said, they're waiting until midnight. They got guests that are booked. Dude. Like, After Hours starts at 10 o'clock. Sometimes 10:30, but hey, okay, they pushed it back. Dude, Myron and Fresh listen, Myron and Fresh are no saints, right? We all know that we've all made mistakes in this content creation game. We get that. But for whatever reason, I guess, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on the reasons. Kevin never really liked Myron, but for whatever reason, that was that, right? And so, and then of course, Myron is like, yo, I've tried everything I can. I've tried everything I could to accommodate this guy, and it's still not good enough. It's still not good enough. I said, Myron, I don't know what to tell you, man. I said, dude, look, and I told them both this. I said, Myron, Kevin, Myron is a good guy. I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. You guys are just going to have to do what you have to do. I've tried to work this out, being the guy in the middle. Guys, I can't, it was incredibly difficult for me to be in that position. Because I love them both, man. Like, I've known them forever. I've known Kevin longer than Myron, but I've known Myron since 2018. We used to call into my show. It's just, it was just incredible. And so, that was that with Kevin and Myron. Or so I thought. Then the Abba and Preach thing happened.
Oh, boy.
Then the Abba and Preach thing happened. all of the lies and the bullshit that came out about Myron and Fresh, Kevin took that to be the gospel. He called me up. He said, Donovan, I'll never forget this. I'm in fucking Connecticut, filming Sabo. Kevin calls me up. He's like, yo, you got to separate yourself from these dudes right now. And I'm like, why? You didn't find out? Myron got a girl pregnant and he raped some white influencer. He crossed the line. They've got to go. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I said, Kevin, you know what we teach here in this community. We don't believe all women. He's like, Donovan, the proof is there. And I'm like, Kevin, bruh, these women could literally be saying anything. They could be saying anything. And then he said to me, and the people on Myron and Fresh's side, they're using your video to defend them. Remember the video that I did on Nina Unrated? Remember that whole shebang where she was talking about how creepy everything was? I picked that apart piece by piece. Yep. It was all cap. Kevin was upset with me for putting out a video defending my friends. He was upset with me for that. He said they're using your video to defend them. He said, you got to take that video down right now. I was like, you know what? I don't want to fucking deal with this anymore. And this was the wrong thing. I made the wrong decision. I took the video down. I did. I took the video down. That wasn't enough for Kevin. That was not enough for Kevin. Kevin wanted me to do a scripted out. He wanted me, and I'm not doing this to besmirch his name. We all have demons, right? Myron is, dude, Amru Fuddle, aka Myron Gaines, he ain't all peaches and cream, neither is Fresh, neither am I, neither is Kevin. This is just the real, this is just how it went. So Kevin called me and told me, he's like, yo, you need to sit down, you need to write a script, get in front of a camera, and publicly separate yourself from Myron Gaines. You need to say X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, Kevin, why do I need to do this? He's like, Abba and Preach have exposed Myron and Fresh. And I said, Kevin, Abba and Preach are a couple of fucking softy. Kevin's all in my ear talking about Preach used to be an MMA fighter. And Abba is respected in this community and this and that and the third. And I'm like, I could not believe what I was hearing. I could not believe what I was hearing. So he wanted me to write this whole thing out. Right? He wanted me to write this whole thing out. And publicly separate myself from Fresh and Fit. That's where I drew the line. That's where I finally just had to tell him no. I said, Kevin, you're one of my best friends, man. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. He says to me, well, then you will go down with them. And I'm like, Kevin, I have nothing to do with this. He says, yes, you do. You're the one. You're responsible for them being on YouTube. And I'm like, look, Kevin, I'm staying out of this. I hope we can still be friends. I hope it's all good. And that's the way that phone call went. Right. So then everything simmered down. Things settled into things. Things settled. Myron and Fresh were doing their thing. Kevin was doing his. Everybody piled on. And you guys got to understand, dude, last year was a crazy fucking year. Anthony Johnson came out with the hit piece in March. I'm trying to put together the CME. My very first CME. I'm in Arizona about to stroke out. I can't pee. Abba and Preach are piling on Myron and Fresh. Kevin is trying to convince me to publicly separate myself from Myron, from Fresh and Fit. All of this is happening all at the same time, right? I regret not having come to Myron and Fresh's defense from the very start. I should have done it. I should have, and I'll never, oh my God. I remember that, dude, I remember it like it was fucking yesterday. I'm in my gym, and I watched the very first Abba and Preach video where they said, Fresh is capping about blah, 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 wanting a woman's soul. You guys remember that first video? I watched that video. I was so pissed off. I was going to go upstairs. I was going to come right up here and do a response video right now. I called Kevin before I did it. I was like, yo, did you see what they said about Fresh and Fit and this and that? I thought that they were cool. I knew that they weren't cordial, but Abba and Preach attacked Fresh and Fit like this was an obvious trap. I'm like, yo, Kevin, I'm about to go up there and I'm about to cook these dudes and blah, 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 blah. He said, Donovan, don't do it. I said, why not?
I shouldn't have listened.
He says, don't do it. Don't do it. He said, if everybody piles on them, they're going to pile on you. I said, Kevin, I don't give a fuck. I said, Myron's my boy, man. I'm riding for him. Dude, I'm riding for his ass till the motherfucking end. Kevin says, Donovan, don't do it. You don't know what proof is out there. I was like, okay, so what? You're all of a sudden now you're believing anything everybody says? And I told Kevin, I said, keep in mind that Myron was actually on my platform on the 6th defending Ab and Preach.
Yep.
Ab and Preach talked about the red pill,
you guys
and
remember
all
that?
of a sudden they lost their YouTube.
So, do you guys remember that? Do you remember when Ab and Preach came out with this video and talked about the red pill in a positive way? YouTube yanked away their partner program, and it was the original 6. It was me, Lucario, Solo TV 84, me, Lucario, Solo TV 84, Minister Jap, Kevin, and Myron. And we all defended Abba and Preach on the 6.
Partner program, and then they got it right back. In between that time, that was actually one of our best panels. The original 6. It was either the original 6 or 7. I don't know if Steve the Dean was still on that. I didn't know if Steve the Dean was still on that, if he was still on the panel. Right? But we had talked about it. And Myron said, hey, man, you know what? This is why we got to protect Abba and Preach. This is why we got to, stand up for our guys, blah, 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 blah. Had Abba and Preach in the studio, and then for Abba and Preach to go back and do that to Myron, that didn't set right with me. I wanted to come up here. I wanted to fucking fry those. I didn't care. This was my mistake. This was my mistake. I should not have let Kevin talk me out of it. I was heated and I was upset. And Kevin says, Donovan, you're emotional right now, and that's okay. Okay? He says, you're upset, you're pissed off. He said, take a couple of days and think about what you're about to do. He said, just take a couple of days. If you decide you want to do it, that's fine. But he said, don't do it right now while you're angry. I said, okay, you know what? All right, fine. Okay, he's got a point. I was pissed. I was heated. Cool. 48 hours was not enough to quell the flame. I called up Kevin. I was like, yo, I'm getting ready to fry these fuckers. Kevin spent an hour and a half on the phone with me.
Oh, God.
Convincing me not to do this response video to that original Abba and Preach.
Man, dude.
By this time, guys, the floodgates had opened. Myron had already fucked up and did the thing about his about Preach's wife. All hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. Myron and Fresh were eviscerated by everyone. They lost 40,000 subscribers. Everyone was piling on them. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. And there was dude, every fucking day. I don't know why, and for whatever reason, man, and I'm not trying to speak ill of the dead, I'm not trying to speak ill of Kevin here, but I really did believe he had my best interest at heart. I thought the reason why he was trying to prevent me from jumping in was to not get caught up in the fire. I thought Kevin was doing, and Kevin had me convinced that if I took Fresh and Fit side, that my channel would be deleted because I was already under attack from Anthony Johnson, right? But the longer things went, the worse it got. Every week, dude, I'm talking to Kevin. I'm like, Kevin, this is fucked up. This is absolutely fucking fucked up. He's like, Donovan, don't do it. He's like, don't do it. You're angry. You're upset. You've built your brand and this and that and the third. Myron's got this Miss Cheeks pregnant. He raped a white girl. You don't know what Walter Weeks, a.k.a. Fresh. You don't know what his past is like. These guys are bad news. They're bad eggs. They're bad apples. And I'm like, I just couldn't. I honestly thought he had my best interest at heart. I really did. Okay, all right, Kevin. You're doing this because, you know, you wanna stick up. Okay, all right, cool. You don't want me to lose my channel? All right. Okay. All right. So the Abin Preach thing started to settle down a little bit. But then O'Shea started talking shit about Myron and Fresh. O'Shea, the lead attorney, started piling on Myron and Fresh. And so what I did is I didn't make a response video to all of their detractors. It was too late by then, which fucking blew. Nope. I decided to replay the video of my response to O'Shea's accusations that I tried to start a Black 21 convention behind his back.
Oh, God.
As soon as that video played, guys, as soon as that video played, Kevin called me immediately. He said, Donovan, what the fuck? I was like, what are you talking about? Why are you reopening old wounds and da-da-da-da-da-da? We had a shouting match. And in the end, Kevin says, Donovan, I can't swim with you anymore. He said this to me. He said, I can't swim with you anymore. He said, we're still friends. These were... And it sucks that I have to admit this. But Kevin's last words to me were, we're still friends, but for me, no mas. And he hung up the phone. That's the last time I ever talked to Kevin Samuels. And I know I told guys, and listen, I lied to you guys. I did. The reason I lied to you guys is because I didn't want anybody to speak poorly about Kevin. Yeah, there were grumblings of this and that, but, you know, I told you guys that Kevin kept me in the loop and that Kevin didn't do any of that stuff, man. Kevin didn't do any of that stuff. As soon as Kevin hit 150,000 subscribers, he never really had anything to do with me again. Not on the air anyway. Right? The last time I had him on the air, I think he had 150-something thousand subscribers. He never came on the show again. He never had me on the show again. He never shouted me out on his show. He shouted out Obsidian, who does nothing but who spent 3 years bad-mouthing me. He shouted out O'Shea on his show, who does nothing, who did a bunch of shit talking about me, but he wouldn't shout me out. It's not like, and listen, man, Kevin didn't know me anything. He didn't know me anything. But goddamn, man, like Kevin, like I'm the guy who had Kevin Samuels on the most. Kevin, I am the channel that Kevin Samuels appeared on the most, and it's not close. It's not close. The very first time I had Kevin Samuels on was 4 years ago. He's been on my platform 47 times. Nobody else can say that. Nobody else can say that. But as soon as he started getting DMs from Brittany Renner and Cam Newton and Future, that was it. He forgot all about me, man. And that shit hurts, man. That shit, oh my God, dude. That hurts. It really fucking hurts. It fucking hurts, man. And like I said, I didn't expect anything in return from Kevin. But I didn't expect him to try to turn me against one of my closest friends because of some personal vendetta. Because think about this. So let's say that I foolishly decide to do the whole, you know, publicly disputing Myron Gaines. Now, Myron and Fresh won't have anything to do with me. Kevin is off doing videos with Future, making appearances on ATL. Where does that leave me? Nobody. I'm a man without a fucking island. Man, I flew Kevin out here. Anyway, man. Kevin's not a bad dude, guys. He's really not. We all have our frailties. We all have our weaknesses. You know, we all have some shit with us. Like, I get it. I get it. But one thing, you can say what you want about Myron Gaines. You can say whatever you want about him, man. But that dude is ride or fucking die.
Yep.
That dude is ride or die. I talk to Myron every other day. This dude's about to hit 1 million fucking subscribers. Myron is friends with celebrities, Adam22, Takashi69, George. I mean, dude, he rubs elbows with the who's who of who's who. He still calls me, man. We still text back and forth. 800,000 plus subscribers. And he still treats me like a friend. I didn't hear much of anything from Kevin after he hit 150. So that's the real story. That's the real story. That's what happened with that's what happened with the Kevin Samuels Myron Gaines situation. It was a bad deal. It was a bad deal. It really was. And and it sucks because it hurt when Kevin died, man. But I'm going to tell you what, dude. It hurt to see him shouting out and, giving people, like, dude, he'd go on these huge podcasts, Vlad TV, and talk about one of the most influential men is Obsidian. And I'm like, dude, like, Obsidian had you on his channel 3 times, man. Like, dude, I flew you out. I put you up in a hotel, man. I gave you a platform when nobody knew who the fuck you were. But this dude Obsidian, who clearly is hating on me, any chance he get, he's talking shit about me, and you want to shout him out? But then you don't want to say anything about me? And I lied to you guys. I said, Kevin, I lied to you guys, Kevin, and I told you guys, Kevin wanted to shout me out, but I told him, please don't do it. It was never like that. It was never like that at all, man. It was never like that at all. Kevin never had an intention. He never had any intention on shouting me out. God forbid Kevin Samuels admit that he's friends with Donovan Sharp, right? So the one regret that I have, man, the one regret that I've got many regrets. I do. I've got many regrets, but one of my great regrets was not going on blind instinct when I saw that Aben Preach video come right up here and fucking cook those. I should have done that straight away. I allowed a man who was older and wiser and smarter than me, I allowed him to manipulate me for his own purposes. Does this mean Kevin Samuels was a bad guy? Of course not. Kevin Samuels, he was and always will be one of my best friends. But that was fucked up. That was fucked up. He was not thinking about me in that situation. He was only thinking about himself. He made me think that he was looking out for himself. He made me think that he was looking out for me. He wasn't looking out for me. No. He wanted Myron and Fresh gone so that he could own the 10 o'clock hour. This dude almost had me sever one of my longest standing and most trusted relationships so that he could own a slot. And it damn near cost me my friendship with Myron. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. So there you have it. There you have it. That's the whole story, man. Dude, that is the whole story. I mean, Listen, that's the story verbatim. Maybe some of the phone conversations, maybe had one or two words off. That's how these phone calls went, man. That's how these phone calls went. Kevin decided to pick a fight with Myron and Fresh because he was on his way up, and Myron and Fresh represented a speed bump, even though they had both been streaming at the same time for about the same time. And in the end, as soon as Kevin saw an opportunity, when now all of a sudden, Ab and Preach are above reproach. Everything they say is gospel. Now that they're speaking out against Myron and Fresh. So, I'm glad I was able to get that off my chest. You know, I didn't want to. You know, I didn't want to make this public or anything like that, but I just. That's what happened, man. That's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And like I said, man, the way Myron handled the Ab and Preach situation, yeah. Myron screwed the pooch when he did the hoo 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 hoo. It was funny as a motherfucker. Yes, it was. But that was all the ammo they needed. That was all the ammo they needed. And now, you know, it's interesting. In retrospect, my guess is that if Myron had to do it again, he would have just ignored him. We all learn, right? We all learn.
Keep watching.
We all learn. So, I am an excellent judge of female character. I am an excellent judge of female character. It does not take me long to realize that, nope, I do not need to be involved with this female personally or socially. Very good at that. I made a mistake with Tori, rectified that mistake immediately.
Yep.
Immediately rectified that mistake. Right? Pearl, Allie, Janelle, ding, ding, ding. Rebecca Barrett, ding. Tori, I'm not a good judge of male character. I have a blind spot for this stuff. I trusted O'Shea. I trusted Anthony Johnson. I trusted Steve the Dean Williams. And I trusted Kevin Samuels. And they all ended up burning me. The difference is one of them, I still consider them to be a friend, even though he's no longer with us. So that's it. That's what happened. That's what happened. So I figured I'd get that off my chest for anyone who was maybe in the dark about the whole thing. Oh, Tallulah. Yes, absolutely. Oh, yo, Tallulah, she's a made girl. Yeah. Tallulah, 100%. Yeah, she's yeah, dude. Tallulah's fire. She's what's up. Amy and Hanma. Oh. One more thing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I got one more thing to tell you. I don't even think I have this text message anymore. It wasn't a text message. Check this out. So, months after all of this bullshit happened, everything finally settles down. Myron gives me a call, or he sends me a text message. He's like, hey, man, can I talk to you about something? I'm like, yeah, sure. Let me finish my workout. So, Myron calls me up, or I call Myron. I'm like, yeah, what's going on? He's like, look, man. He's like, I know you're still friends with Kevin, and, you know, I know that, you know, we have this long history. He says, but, you know, for the good of, you know, he said, I think it would be a good time for us to call a truce. I think it would send a positive message to the Red Pill community to see that, hey, you know what? Even though brothers can sometimes have, you know, a disagreement, they can always come back together for the greater good. He said, I know it's going to be tough to convince him. He says, but if he's willing to do it, then so am I. Myron called me up and told me this. He called me up and told me this. He says, look, he's like, I'm not asking you to do anything, but if you want, he said, reach out to him and see what's going on. He said, don't tell him that I asked you, because if he thinks I'm asking you, if he thinks I'm asking him, he's not going to be as receptive to the idea. He says, you just have to make it sound like I was like, I think it's a great idea. I think that's a great idea. You know, dude, Myron and Kevin with a truce? That's a win-win. That's a W. That's a W. So I texted Kevin. I said, Kevin, look, man, I just talked to Myron.
Give me a call as soon as you can.
That's very fucked up.
A couple hours later, Kevin calls me up. I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, before you start. This is what Kevin said. He said, before you start, the answer is no. I said, Kevin, you don't even know what I'm going to say. He said, Donovan, he said, there's only one reason that you would tell me to call you about Myron. He said he's probably looking for some sort of truce or whatever. I was like, well, yeah, I think it would be good for the community. He's like, no. He said, not interested. I'm not continuing this conversation. So there you go. So even after all of the bullshit, Myron was able to compartmentalize things. Hey, man, look, we're not going to be on each other's Christmas cards, but let's get together for the good of the community. That was it. RG Shadow says, I remember Donovan talking about it, and it was a tough situation. Psh, man, you got that right. Dre Raven says, you were in a no-win situation, Don. Pardon me. You had shit coming at you from all sides. You had your channel taken down twice. You were already under attack, dude. Oh, my God. Dre Raven also, well, Jay Blaze says Steve is teaching how to suck. Yeah. God, what a fucking scam that guy is. Dre Raven says, I remember listening to how you addressed the situation initially, and we knew you were on Fresh and Fit's side. Yeah, I know. Dre Raven says, in a stressful situation like that, Kevin Samuel's advice would sound pretty reasonable. Exactly, man. Dude, I'm under attack from Anthony. I've got these health issues. I'm about to stroke dude, I'm getting ready to stroke the fuck out. I mean, all of this stuff is going on. So it made sense. It made sense for me to not do anything. I should have done what I knew was right. Dre Raven says, I suspected something along those lines, sadly. Yeah. Ox Craig says, in the end, you have to defend your boys. Yeah, man. Dre Raven says, you're a good friend. Don, you protect your friends. We know this. Yeah. Damian Hanma says, wow, stuff changes people. Yeah. Yep. Dre Raven also says it hurts when friends try to use us as pawns, even if it's unintentionally. Nah. Kevin knew what he was doing. Kevin's the smartest person I've ever known in my life, man. He knew what he was doing. Damian Hanna says, like all of us, Kevin was a good guy, but he had some shadows. I think success changed him. Yeah. Yep. King Life says he was selfish and the money took him over. Mark Whitmore says, true, I think the bigger goal would have been to hear all sides for the facts, then make the peace. Exactly, man. Exactly. Jay Blaze says, Donovan, you'll always be my #1 RP mentor. I appreciate that. Dre Raven says, Kevin's monologue about this not being personal, being business, hinted at something like this. Yeah. He would take subtle shots at Fresh and Fit. Oh, boy. It was a bad situation, man. It was just a bad situation, dude. It was just... Dude, oh my God, I'm getting it from all fucking sides. Oh my God. Jesus fucking Christ. 2021 was a rough year, man. It was fucking rough, dude. You got that right. It really was. All right, guys. All right, so we're gonna end the show on a positive note. We're gonna end the show on a positive note. We're going to end the show on a positive note. You guys remember, if you guys were paying attention, I talked about the fact that I was in Connecticut filming The Adventures of Sabo with one Kevin Sabo. Without further ado, I don't think I've shown this in years. This is my cameo appearance in episode 3 of The Adventures of Sabo. Take a look and listen.
So I guess you guys want to lose your jobs. Because that's exactly what's going to happen when your higher-ups find out about this.
Sharp, can you cool it for like 2 seconds?
I'm cool. I'm cool because I'm not involved in any of this shit.
Could you at least try to be optimistic?
Yeah, I would be optimistic. Except I do real police work. You two are out of your fucking minds. Talking about saving hoes. Here's a thought. How about we save civilians?
Sharp, There are hoes in trouble. As the police, it is our job to try to save them too.
I thought we were going to outsource to the FBI, not hire some pistol-carrying simp. And by the way, has anyone even heard from him?
Reggie, have you talked to them?
Yeah, he's got Jackie D and Joe Blow doing recon.
See, there you go. They're working on a case.
Jackie D and Joe Blow? Yeah, that makes it less sketchy. We're going to jail.
Sharp, what are you talking about?
This is illegal. This completely goes against procedure.
Sharp, I've heard enough. Reggie, come with me. I'll show you where to file that paperwork.
Yo. I fucking love Rocky. I love Rocky.
Why don't we have an entire simp unit right here at the station?
Would you give it a rest?
No, I'm serious. We can have simps come right in here and do our jobs for us, and we can all just go the fuck home.
What do you got for me?
Yo. The Eagle has...
Hold up. There. Look, I had one more scene. Hold on. I got one more scene. I'll show y'all the next scene that I'm in. This is fucking great. All right, here we go. This is awesome.
Oh, thank God. All right, let's go. It smells like twat in here.
Here she is.
Oh my God. He did it.
Okay, saving these hoes.
Why didn't you just bring me home?
Because they're gonna have questions for you. Okay, go with them.
Miss Steinberg, are you okay?
Yeah, I was just shaking ass and they fucking captured me and shit.
All right, go with her.
Actually save these hoes. Saving hoes in the pre... Oh! What the fuck is that?
What are you talking about?
Oh, God! What, do you smell that?
I don't smell anything. My sinuses are stuffed.
Oh, God.
What the hell are you
Dude,
doing?
Oh, God, it smells too bad, like something died.
All right, I'm seeing a girl who's got a smelly pussy. She got mad. She rubbed her pussy on my clothes. Now I can't get the smell out of my clothes. That ever happened to you?
No.
Then there's no fixing it. Can we get back to business?
Sir,
Yes, Sharp.
I think somebody let a skunk in the building.
Oh, no, that's just Sabo. He said it smells like pussy.
He smells like what?
Like pussy.
What is wrong with this motherfucker?
All right, I'm done. You asked for my assistance, you wanted the girl home safe, and I got her home safe. So I've done my part here. I'm leaving.
Oh, come on, Sabo. Don't be like that. What about Chocolate Daddy?
He's your problem. I mean, I did my part. Let's see you do yours. But come on, I'm not even a cop. I've gotten more accomplished around here than either of you. And by the way, you're both scumbags if you put Jackie D and Joe Blow behind bars. They helped me save the mayor's daughter, but I bet that won't make the papers, right?
Oh my God! Yo, Don fucking DeMarco! Don DeMarco! That was so much fun. That was so much fun. Oh my God, that was so much fun. Oh my God. I forgot about fucking saying that. Oh my God, dude. I had an absolute fucking blast doing this shit. Sean Morris with the $5 super chats. Oh God. Says, imagine Donovan being a real cop and pulling a girl over for a DUI and he's calling her a banana gobbler or an eggplant enthusiast. Oh my God. Oh my God. King Life, who has been a member for 68 months. Holy God. Says, he says Chocolate Daddy is actually P. Diddy. You know what, man? You might actually be right. You know, it's interesting. I actually met the dude who played Chocolate Daddy and all of the adventures of Sabo. He's actually a really cool dude, man. Actually quite smart. Very introspective, man. Like I was actually kind of shocked. I was like, wow, this guy's really smart. But yeah, the guy who played Chocolate Daddy is a good dude, man. He really, really is. THNZXE says Donovan with the spray. Dude, I had so much fucking fun. We had so much fucking fun. And I memorized all my lines, so it only took me a few takes. Interestingly enough, let me tie all this together. While I was there, while we were at the abandoned police station up there in Connecticut, Miss Cheeks was on a live stream with somebody. It might have been Abba Preach. And I remember I was watching it on my phone between scenes, and I remember her, and I was actually texting with Myron's like, dude, what the fuck? Can you believe this? And the bitch lied. She's like, Myron's calling me right now. And I'm like, I texted him, I was like, dude, are you calling this chick? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, bro, this bitch is telling everyone that you were calling her. Dude, unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy, man. Oh boy. Anyway, I just, I wanted to leave that on a positive note. So let me save. Yes. So tomorrow we're going to, why is it telling me that I have to save this? Sorry about that. Oh, set publish date. No, publish this shit right now. Sorry about this, guys. And so tomorrow we are going to, what the hell? Why is it telling me? Who fucking knows? Ugh. So tomorrow, so a couple of quick announcements, guys. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on the air. I'll be on the air at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern. Oh, Robert Anderson says, hey, Donovan, do you have a link to that episode? Yeah, absolutely. Hold on. I actually, let me pull it up here. Hang on 1 second. Let me pull it up on Fire. I'll actually, I'll put the link in for you guys right now, man. So this is the link. This is the link to the adventures of Sabo. And all you got to do is follow the channel. I think he's got like four. Oh, and by the way, Rolo is in it. Rolo is in the adventures of Sabo. Oh my God. Oh fuck. Oh, Book of Alpharonomy is in it. Hotep Jesus is in it. Like, dude, he got all of the red pill cats in on this. He got all of the dude. Tori regrettably was in this. He got all the red pill. He got all the red pill guys in on this, man. It was, dude. It was really, really cool. It was really, really cool. Hold up, man. Hold up. Book of Alpharonomy music. Oh my, dude. I got to play this. Hold up. Oh, yo. Oh, wait. Listen, I'm going to play one more video. This is the hottest shit ever. King Life with the $5 super chat says, Cheeks now sells ass in North Carolina. What? Are you serious? Yeah, Lucario is also in it. Yes, dude, he had us all in. It was fucking awesome. Dude, so Miss Cheeks is selling ass in the NC. I did not know that. So this track, yo. This is my motherfucking This is my motherfucking shit. This is Dr. B. No thanks. This is Dr. B 84. I can't extend this shit. Oh, there it is. This is Dr. B 84, produced by Kevin. Dude, Kevin Sabo is a talented fucking dude, man. He really, really is. Check this shit out. The Beta Nigga Blues. Yo, real shit. Yo, check this. Yo, this is the hottest shit I've ever seen. Yo, check it out. This is my shit. Yes, sir. Yo, this is my motherfucking shit.
Your bitch want me to come through. She said she think of me when she's with you. She really want a man to treat her right, and I can be the man that mama need for tonight. Your bitch want me come through. She suffering from the beta nigga blues. She says you want
Yo, this is my shit!
and I can be the man that mama need for tonight. I don't trust these hoes. Trust me. They just think they should be. Trust me. I take control.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They just let they bitches lead. I'm just saying I'm the motherfucking man.
Yo!
My bitch ain't got no plans. And
Yes,
I
sir.
command and everything that she do is for the team. See you let it win the ring. It's a motherfucking dream and she knows everything I want.
Your bitch.
Everything I need.
There she is talking shit.
Guarantee. Everything I do, everything I say, it's my way.
Yes, sir. There he is. This nigga crazy.
Your bitch want me to come through. She said she think of me when she with you. She really want a man to treat her right, and I can be the man that mama need for tonight. Your bitch want me to come through.
Check it out. Watch this. Watch.
She's suffering from the beta nigga blues. She really want a man to be the right.
Yo!
And I can be the man that mama need for tonight. I don't trust these hoes.
No, sir.
Bitches don't know honesty.
Trust me.
I stay in control. Never relinquish the lead. I'm just saying you are not the fucking man. If your bitch got her own plans and your wish ain't her command, and everything that she do ain't for the team. Seeing you in the ring ain't her motherfucking dream. She should know everything you want, everything you need. It's a guarantee.
Yo, real shit.
Everything you do, everything
Put this shit on the radio, man. This shit is fire.
No way it's okay, you know. Your bitch want me to come through. She said she think of me when she with you. She really want a man to treat her right, and I can be the man la mama need for tonight. Your bitch want me to come through. She suffering from the beta nigga blues. She really want a man to beat it right, and I can be the man la mama need for tonight.
Have you guys never seen Thought? Oh, yo, we gotta watch Thought Mommies. I gotta go soon, but we really gotta watch Thought Mommies. Who's never seen Thought Mommies in the club? This is what put Kevin Sabo on the map. Hold up. Damn, BOA's got 267K. That's what's up. Thought Mommies. Yo, Thought Mommies live. What? Hold up, man. I didn't know they did a live. I didn't know they did one that was live. Yo, this is it. And Rolo's in this motherfucker. Yo, Rolo's in this motherfucker too. All right, check it out. Yo, check it. And yo, check it out. Here's the thing. Kevin was obviously like the main rapper, but I'm telling y'all right now, the coldest motherfucking verse was Rocky. Hands fucking down. Yo. Oh, shit. Robert Anderson said he played this on Spotify. Damn, okay. Yo, check it out. Listen, Kevin has bars, for sure. There is no doubt about it. But Rocky, shut it down. Let's go.
The club the other night, I was down at Life chilling at the club.
Oh, by the way, this was the girl. Kevin was fucking her at the time. This is also the girl who was the hoe that we rescued in Adventures of Save a Hoe.
With this girl and she was dancing, and it's about 2 in the morning. I'm talking to her and realized she had like 2 kids at home. Now I don't mind the 2 kids at home. That's all because I'm like, what the?
Yo, Thought Mommies is Aquarius, yes sir.
The fucking morning on a Wednesday night.
You know what's up?
Thought
Mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter, call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. Thought Mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter, call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. Thought Mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter.
Yo,
call a
Rocky
babysitter.
shuts it
She
down.
gon' need a babysitter. Thought Mommy's in the club. She gon' need a babysitter, call a babysitter.
Later.
She gon' need a babysitter. Thought Mommy's in the club. I ain't never had a problem with a bitch. Young fly, yeah, nigga getting rich. Hit the club, got my bitches on the list.
Yes,
Drop some
sir.
commas on some Prada, better holla cause I'm lit. You probably wonder where his mama at. Got DCF on the steps and the welcome mat. But my service with a burden, I'ma give him a brother. And if the youngin' get the wallet, he had camp for the summer. She fucking with me cause she know that I'm bout that. MKZ be the whip with the loud pack. 4 hoes deep and they latch to my belt strap. The crib reek of weed and the streets probably smell mommy's that. in the club, she gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. Mommy's in the club, she gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter.
All right, Kevin. Yo, Kevin's next.
She gon' need a babysitter.
Yo, Kevin's next. We're going to find out why Rocky hit cleanup.
Mommy's in the club, she gon' need a babysitter.
There's Rollo. There he is.
Mommy's in the club.
The club stops for nothing. She gotta get that party out her system somehow, and the bar's still jumping. So get your squad to meet with my squad. In the car straight bumping your favorite song about how men ain't shit and hit up the function. Only thing that can stop me is if a baby daddy run up on me. I'm with your baby mama, but she ain't got no baby body. I'm in the blazing sign, I've been rocking with the lady drama, product of what I drop, and I ain't about to waste a condom. Her last man had a problem with Ativan, and if he find out where she's hanging, he'll get in his battle stance. Now the club ain't no church and the church ain't no club, but she's happy to get her drink on and leave with a broke bum. And they'll call this misogynistic, like booty popping and pimping, cause I'm trying to fuck, but I'm also wondering where her kids is. And girls wanna dance to songs that refer to women as bitches. If you let your kids dance to it too, don't cancel me for tripping.
Mommy's in the club, she gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She
Yo,
gon' need a
Rocky
babysitter.
is about to shut this shit
She
down.
gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. Mommy's in the club, she gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. Mommy's in the club, she gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. Mommy's in the club.
Cold out, bruh, now you bugging. You
Yes,
pay a lot
sir.
of money for your kid and now she stunting. You working for a living, but she sipping and she puffing. You try and hit a line, but she fucking so she dubbing. I ain't stressing about a hoe, I been getting up my money. She saying that she loyal, but she fucking with your buddy. And shawty let it clap on the snap for everybody. She say she went to college, but the hoeing what she studied. I know you wanna backtrack, skipping that tap. One mistaken, now your life changed, saying that's that. She get it poppin' with her bitches and she make it rack slack. Now your baby got no dinner, only eating fruit snacks. Give a message, little bitch. Why you playing with me? I seen your ass up on the snap, you should be laying with me. I pay your rent and all your payments and I'm hating to see. I heard you got a babysitter, I ain't paying the fee.
Mommy's in the club, she gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. Mommy's in the club, she gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. Mommy's in the club, she gon' need a babysitter.
Oh no, look at this shit.
Babysitter. She gon' need a
Look,
babysitter.
even mom fell asleep.
Mommy's in the club, she gon' need a babysitter. Call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. Mommy's in the club.
The fellas, yes sir. The motherfucking fellas, yo, that was the hottest motherfucking shit. I think Minister Jap also did a cut with them. I think Minister Jap also did a cut with Kevin Sabo a while back. So I need to find out. You know what? I wonder how they're doing, man. I wonder. You know what? It's interesting. I actually haven't talked to Kevin in a while. I wonder what he's up to. I need to get up with him, man. I need to get up with him. Dude, I told you all the shit was fire. I told you it was fire, man. Yo, when I saw that, I was like, yo, I need to get a hold of this kid. Kevin was dude, Kevin is incredible, man. He is incredible. He is incredible. Okay, guys. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it there for the day. We had a little bit of fun, which is. Wait a minute. Where did that go? We had a little bit of fun, and got some stuff off my chest here. By the way, for all of my patrons, the Love Is Blind Season 10 reunion is up, as well as the Inside the Manosphere documentary Netflix breakdown by Louis Theroux. And so that was Rogue Nation says, damn, I just got here. Bro, you missed it, man. Dude, you missed it. All 53 of us had the best time, man. Look, bro, listen, you need to go back and watch this, because this was crazy. Thaddeus Brown Walker says, all right, about to pull open Kevin's music to hear all he's got now. Yo, I'm telling you, dude, somebody has got to discover this guy. Because this dude is, like, Kevin, dude, the dude makes fucking independent movies, man. Like, he is locked in. Casual Germ with the $10 super chat says, yeah, when's the last time you talked to Sabo? I haven't caught a stream of his in a while. Perhaps it's time for a wellness check. People like that are great because they keep because they work to keep everyone together. Yeah, man. Yeah. I think I'm gonna give him a call. I think I'm gonna give him a call, man. I'm gonna give him a call and see what I'm gonna see what he's up to, man. I might actually. I know the last I heard, the youngest brother, Mark, is a firefighter. He's a fucking firefighter. I don't know what Rocky is up to, and I don't know what Kevin's up to. So yeah, I need to. Oh yes. Kevin has 2 full movies on YouTube. One is called The Opener. One is called The Opener, and the other one is Rerouted. Other one's Rerouted. Ollie J Real Music says, "What are you doing with the rest of your night, Don?" Oh my God! So when I get off with you guys, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to have some leftover. Blah, 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 blah. Jesus, I just drew a blank. Oh, I'm gonna have some leftover chicken parmesan. I'm gonna watch Free Practice 1. So the boys, the F1 boys are in Shanghai, China, and the Chinese Grand Prix is going to be on Saturday night at midnight, which is like 3 Eastern. But it's a sprint weekend. And what a sprint weekend means for F1 is there are six races on the. So there are 24 races on the calendar. 6 of those 24 races have what's also called a sprint. Not to overcomplicate it, a sprint is like a miniature race, right? So the Chinese Grand Prix is going to be, let me see, how many laps is the Chinese GP 2026? So the Chinese Grand Prix is going to be 56 laps, okay? It's going to be 56 laps. There's going to be a sprint race. There's going to be a sprint race tomorrow, and it's actually a points-playing race. The sprint race is anywhere between 15 and 19 laps. It's like a miniature race, and it's a points-paying race. This is why I love F1, man. This is why I love F1, man, because they've essentially added competitive races to the calendar. So there are 24 Grands Prix on the calendar. We get to watch 30 races because we got 34 we got 20, 30. We got, which was 34. There's 24 Grands Prix, and then there are 6 sprint races. So here's how the calendar goes for the Chinese Grand Prix this weekend. Today is Free Practice 1, okay? Tomorrow is sprint qualifying as well as the sprint race, okay? Saturday is going to be Free Practice 3, okay? And then they're going to qualify for the Chinese Grand Prix, okay? And then Sunday, that's on Saturday. Sunday is the Chinese Grand Prix, early in the morning. Early in the morning. Ollie J Real Music says, when did you get so deep into racing? I lived in North Carolina on and off for the better part of 20 years. And I used to be into NASCAR first because I was in North Carolina, it was everywhere. But the reason I got into NASCAR is because on Memorial Day weekend, I'm watching SportsCenter, and there is this driver named Tony Stewart who drove in the Indianapolis 500, jumped on a chopper, and then raced in the Coca-Cola 600. I was like, what? Like, this dude races 2 races in one day. So the very next year, I decided to watch them both. I was instantly hooked. From there, I started following NASCAR and IndyCar. Tony Stewart is he's my favorite NASCAR racing driver of all time. A few years ago, back in 2019, I wasn't into F1, but I had it up on my screen. This was actually the first. This was probably right around. I can't really think of the episodes. Right around episodes 150, whatever the case may be. And on Sundays, when I would do my work, I would have the F1 race up, whether it's on my iPad or on one of my screens. And I mean, I didn't really understand what was going on. All I knew is that there were cars going around the track, and they were really cool. I was a big Lewis Hamilton fan, right? He's a black dude who was, arguably one of the greatest drivers ever. I was like, okay, cool. I get to watch this every once in a while. And I never really paid attention to it because I had other stuff going on. Then COVID hit. And that's when the Netflix series Drive to Survive came out. Devin and I watched that. We were instantly hooked. And since we started watching Drive to Survive, her and I have watched every F1 race, practice, qualification, and it's been like that ever since. So that's what got me into. And here's the thing, I'm still like Devin and I. We followed F1. Let's see. So Max won his first title in 21. We've been what 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So Devin and I, we have followed F1. This is going to be our 5th year watching Formula One races. And last year was the first season that we had watched where Max Verstappen was not the champion. So it was really, really cool. And it was really cool because I remember when Lando Norris got his maiden victory in Miami. And I remember Devin and I were like, oh my God, is Lando going to win the race? Because Max was winning Max won the title that year, but Lando finally got the win. Her and I have been into it. Dude, we went down to the F1. We went down to the Las Vegas Grand Prix in November. We're going to go again this year. One of the craziest, coolest experiences I've ever had. So that's what I'm doing for the rest of the night. Also, we have a Survivor to watch. We also, Devin and I, we have a bunch of shows. We love Survivor. There's a show I highly recommend. I think it's on Apple TV. It's called Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. Kurt Russell and his son, Wyatt Russell, are both in it. You'll know it when you see it. And I'm not usually into ghosts and goblins and monsters, but basically it's like the story of Godzilla and King Kong. It's really, really cool. There's time travel involved, and I know it sounds kind of hokey. It's a great show that we're into. The Lincoln Lawyer, we have one of those to watch. And then we also, what else did I say we have? Oh, we're also watching The Beauty. So we've got the season finale of The Beauty. We've got the season finale of The Lincoln Lawyer. We got to watch Monarch. And of course, we're watching Survivor. And dude, Devin and I, we've watched many shows over the years. Guys, listen, you guys have got to check out, dude, honestly, I think in my opinion, the two coolest shows I think that Devin and I have watched together are Shogun, Shogun was insane. Even better was Masters of the Air. I can't even describe it. It was a brilliant show. Dude, well done, well cast. It was just and it was funny because Devin and I, we talk about this a lot. There really is, there's really no bad content now. Everyone, we tried watching The Waterfront. We lasted about an episode and a half. We decided, okay, that's not for us. Dude, 7.5 to 8 times out of 10, when we watch a new show, we're in. We are in. Shogun was, oh my God. This was back when they were releasing all of the episodes at once. Dude, Devin and I, we'd fucking staple our eyes shut, and we'd just sit there and watch. Oh my God, Shogun was great. Interestingly enough, two of the characters from Shogun are in Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. Anna Sawai, who tragically, well, I don't want to spoil it. I guess I kind of already did. So Anna Sawai is also in Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, and I don't know what the other guy's name is. It's probably like Shoriyoshu Hashimoto or something like that. But it was crazy. Yeah, dude, Pro Special says Masters of the Air was great, just like Band of Brothers. Dude, Masters of the Air is incredible. Dude, oh my God. I remember one weekend, and I really got to go after this. I remember one weekend, Devin and I, we just decided to watch movies all day, one day. This is back when we were in New Jersey. The 3 movies we watched were, oh man. It was, the 3 movies we watched were 1917, which was incredible. It looked like it was shot in 2 scenes. I can't even explain that. There was another war movie, 1917. What was another war movie that came out right around 1917? I forget what the other movie was. We watched those 2 war movies and then Ford versus Ferrari. And Ford versus Ferrari is where my love for the Shelby Cobra really sort of, matriculated. So, but yeah. Rogue Nation says Shogun. Dude, Shogun was great. Dude, that was awesome. 1917 was awesome. Dude. Holy moly. Yeah, Masters of the Air. Dude, I could not believe how well, dude. Yeah, dude, Ford versus Ferrari, that was actually a really cool story, man. That was really, really, really cool. That's a really, really cool story. True story, by the way. Christian Bale, Matt Damon, who played Carol Shelby. Yeah, great movie. It's interesting. By the way, I am going to... yes, so Le Mans. So I'm going to try. I am going to attempt to watch all 24 hours of Le Mans, especially because I think NASCAR is going to be in it again. I'm going to watch the Le Mans, and to sort of bring it all back, every Memorial Day weekend on the Sunday, whatever day that falls on, I watch almost 1,500 miles of racing. I watch the Monaco Grand Prix, I watch the Indianapolis 500, and I watch the Coca-Cola 600, all in one day. I will sit on my couch and watch racing for 10 hours. It's the fucking greatest thing ever. It's the greatest thing ever, dude. So listen, I mean, Devin doesn't have, I mean, listen, Devin will watch an entire F1 race with me. And that's one thing I like about F1 is that it's not too long. Like, it's just not, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love NASCAR, but like, let's keep it real. Like the Coca-Cola, like, do we really need 600 miles? Like, do we? But hey, you know what? Look, if it ain't broke, don't fix. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But yeah. So that's a tradition here at the Hopkins family compound. All right, guys, that is going to do it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.